You are now listening to Nerd Rage Radio with Bobby Skullface and Adam Russman. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and may not fit with your sensitive sensibilities. You may be a victim of meaningless outrage, or you may, in fact, be a big ninny pants. If this is the case, please feel free to turn it off now. This is no country for Ninny McNinny pants. So crack open the Mountain Dew. Make sure the cheese doodles are super fresh. We're in your mother's basement. It's Nerd Rage Radio.
And welcome to episode 193 of I Gotta Stare at Chris's Naked Face across the table now.
Do you want to lick it?
I don't know
like
yet.
A giant
it
baby.
looks very smooth.
I do look like a giant baby.
You look a lot. It
makes you look
like younger.
A swim cap.
Very
on.
younger.
Swim cap.
Of Nerd Rage Radio.
So I've been called today. I posted a picture on
You did.
the books of faces.
Yes.
And because it's
The mini books of
it's-
faces.
I was just gonna say it.
because it's my face. So the worst one
book.
I think was Mr. Clean, which is probably pretty.
Yes.
And Bruce Willis, I'll take that as a compliment. I had several people say you look like.
He's
Bruce
a handsome.
Willis.
He's a handsome man.
He is aged. He is aged well.
Except that last movie, Mr. Glass, sucked.
I actually have that to watch. Don't worry for me.
Some of those.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
No, I want it to be my crusade. People don't have to watch that movie.
Who served the cross? I watched something for Joe this week.
Oh, did you?
Oh, what?
Good. That's he's paying you back for moving next door. That's all you're gonna get.
You're welcome.
So the host,
I know. I've been feeling. I've been picking up on the
I'm sorry.
vibe.
Snarf.
That's right. Maybe we can get into sleepy.
Maybe.
Tired Adam.
I just had
I'll
that-
take a sleepy tired Adam.
I just had this whole mocha frappuccino. We'll see how that does.
I'll say
The
something
sugar-
like "totes my goats" and just start laughing for 5 minutes.
maybe. Yeah, very easy to entertain at that point. So, how's everybody's nerd week?
Full, I'd call
Real
full,
bear.
full of ups and downs.
Really? Do tell.
So my maternal grandmother died.
Yeah.
Condolences.
Yeah, thanks. So I got some good stories for this though, and this goes off into an adventure. So
Doesn't it always with family stuff?
so here's one thing about it. I'm more. I wouldn't say fucked up. I wouldn't say I'm fucked up by it at all. I would say I'm sad.
Okay.
I'm grieving
that's fair.
in a manner. But I think I might
In
be
a manly manner.
Mom. I think I'm more, I think I'm more so grieving about not having any grandparents. Like I think that's what's bothering me more than her specific loss is that I don't have any anymore. Sometimes I feel like a grandfatherless child.
Adam, do you still have grandparents somewhere?
Not any biological, no.
Joe?
Yeah. But you have ones that your grandfather.
Yeah.
But he was always your grandfather.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I have a set that I care about, and I have a real granddad, and I have a side grandma.
Side grandma.
Oh, yeah, you do
How
have
could
side
I
grandma.
possibly forget about it? So I have
That bitch be tripping.
I haven't had any since 1997.
What is that? Wow.
It's not a contest, Chris.
I mean, no, it's not. I'm
What if I told you win for losing?
hey, better class of loser suits me fine.
It is a weird feeling though. Like I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I don't know if it's even totally sunk in. So I got the text message that she was gone, and they didn't know if they were going to bury her. They didn't know if they were going to cremate her. They didn't know what they were doing. So
Just roll her down the hill in a chair.
So what they did was
Is this board waterproof?
so they had a viewing up here and a burial up here. She was buried next to my grandfather. And the viewing was in Baltimore, where that side of the family is from, obviously. And the burial was in Elk Ridge, which is where my grandfather is near where my grandfather was. My grandfather was from Baltimore County. Anyway,
No, I never knew your mom was from Baltimore originally.
so she wasn't. Her family is. She grew up in Baltimore County.
Oh, that's enough.
Yeah. But it like my family is from exactly where you'd think they're from. Anyway, so got this information, got the such and such, gonna take time to go do it. I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
So I get there, and 2 aunts of mine are in there. One almost passes out when I walk in the
Like
in the room.
you asked her if you could please pass the jelly.
Like she was like, like she had to sit down.
Really?
Yeah.
Very dramatic.
Why was this reaction so
I'm
dramatic?
probably, for the most part, not the person they'd expect to see any day.
Was it just you or was it whole family?
Me and a baby. Laura went to work, and the older kids went to school.
You just like taking that baby to funerals, don't you?
My kids-
What's
my-
popping? Let's see what we can get into.
I like to say she puts the fun in funerals.
Here you go. Drink this before we go in there. Drink this mocha frappuccino.
My kids have been to more funerals than they should.
First 3 letters.
Yeah.
Bring
Anyway,
your kids.
so I walk in. My one is I'm almost passing out, and then the other one actually said something kind of kind to me. She was like, I know. Well, my family. So we'll get there. So she was like, "I knew you'd come," and I was like, "Well, that makes one of us."
The prophecy foretold.
You had to be a dick.
And I got my claws out at it because I don't know how I feel about
This is your
my maternal family.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how I feel about any of them at this moment in time. And the one that I had the softest spot for is sitting there in a casket. So it's me against the world at this point. And then I got Leia riding with me, and she's just walking around. I see zebras. I see zebras. So she was like, I knew you'd come because you always do what you think is right. And I was like, fair enough. Fair enough. So then I met this other guy. Now, he is my grandmother's sister's son.
Your cousin. Second cousin.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's hang on. Great.
Second cousin once removed.
It's all
Bowling
very
partners.
fucking confusing.
Doesn't matter. She's my grandmother's sister's
Your
son.
mother is your mother's cousin.
Yes.
If she was a girl, you could get married in Alabama.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
apparently
You can in
that's
Maryland as
that
well.
aspect, that branch of that family tree, super squared away.
Huh.
He's a retired federal agent. Did 2 years on the police force in Anne Arundel County after that.
Mad because they flagrant.
He wasn't very flagrant.
And the phone in
Although
the basement.
he did have, he had an Asian wife, which I found.
Did you find her at Cracker Barrel?
I wouldn't have suspected had I met him. I would have, if had I met him, I would have suspected he had like a Trudy somewhere.
No, white guys
Wow.
with
What's
Asian
it?
girls is
Hang on.
not
Yeah.
uncommon.
I'm not familiar with that term.
Like if he had a wife, her name would be Trudy.
Are you getting that from Mad Men?
Never seen
You
it.
need to watch it.
I'm not following.
I mean, just
I would have
picture a guy.
I would have
with
expected
a
a slightly
super white bread, fancy
Yes.
New
No,
England chick.
maybe not
No, not
fancy.
fancy.
Maybe more so with
Uppity?
a sprinkle of trash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Trudy's not a trashy name.
Yeah, Gertrude.
It can't be.
Oh, yeah, she. Trudy!
No.
Trudy!
I mean, any name that you say like that.
Trudy!
You know?
Did you call the cops again, Trudy?
Arthur! Arthur!
No, that
Any
doesn't,
name.
that doesn't quite work.
Arthur!
No,
Yeah, any name.
that's
Any
way
name.
more fancy.
Clark!
No.
Clark!
Arthur's never been said in the trailer park, I feel like. Trudy, 100%.
Trudy's more rural. I wouldn't expect
Candy.
it from a city person would be named Trudy.
Exactly.
Candy with an I.
So we're going to get there, too.
And a heart instead of a dot on the I.
So, so anyway.
God.
He was like, "Hi, I am so-and-so, so-and-so. I only know who he is because somebody told me who he was, you know? And I was like, hey, I'm Bobby Skullface. And when I said my name, his face went white as a sheet and was like, oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. But like, that name rings different with that family. So that was an interesting experience as well.
Sounds like a name where you'd be packing.
Yeah. So we left there, went to the burial. My brother Ben, so my grandmother was Catholic. We can't get a priest to show up because she hasn't been to mass in like 30 years.
Oh my god.
So the priest, you know, the Catholic Church, if shout out to all my Catholics out there, they're like,
Fuck you, cat.
what congregation? Oh, she doesn't go. Oh, it looks like we're all busy that day too.
Damn the rules.
Super busy, right?
Yeah. So my brother Ben, who is a pathological liar, and
Is he?
lies in the worst way possible.
No, I think it's pretty good.
He lies as if, like, when he tells you to lie, you're like, oh, you don't even want me to believe this. You're telling on yourself already.
He does one of these.
Except he doesn't. It's that the words do it. Ben, why are you 2 hours late? Did you hear about what happened at the zoo? No. Hippopotamus got loose. Guess where he ended up? Right there on 95 in front of my car. They shut down it both ways. Brought out animal control, put this hippopotamus in the trunk. Like, you know, it's
In a trunk.
Do they even have a hippo at the zoo?
So
Fact check.
it's always absurd. So he gives the speech, and as soon as I find out he's giving the speech, I'm like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. So he gives a speech, and it's fine. He talks about the fucking marshmallows. We talked about that last week, right? Like the fucking marshmallows, the teeth. He talked about all that crazy shit. I'm like, I can't believe it. There's like 8 people at this funeral anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter who's saying anything. There's more fucking staff there than there are family members. Like the fucking limo driver's there, or not limo, the hearse driver, a limo for dead people, and a fucking
It's still a Cadillac, so it's fine.
Oh man,
Clarence's purple Cadillac.
Clarence.
And then it was, like the groundskeeper, which had to be the pallbearers, because not enough fucking people to carry this goddamn casket into the, you know what I mean? Just a disaster. So
The baby had
it's,
help.
it's embarrassing. Yeah, the baby's underneath.
Zebras.
Well, I'm like, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. That's what we call a twofer. So,
Oh my God, Bobby.
so anyway, my brother Ben at the end of it, I've had it. The speech is going on far too long, not unlike this one. And he goes, and Nanny is what we called her. I just hope you're up there with God and Jesus, and you guys are just having a whole bunch of fun. And I lost my shit. I just started laughing at the top of my fucking lungs.
Playing hopscotch.
And I told Adam this story, and he was like, what are they playing, hopscotch? And I was like, that was the exact reference I made while I was laughing. Like, I burst into this, like, hysterical laughter, and I was like, what are they playing, hopscotch? Like, I'm talking to him. Like, so I finally got my composure. The baby's laughing, because she just wants to be in on the joke. She just knows something's funny, and she's like, oh, yeah, I get it. I'm finally like, look, I just want a minute. Everybody gets quiet. I was like, this is the most dysfunctional family I have ever had the displeasure of knowing. But if there were a bright center if there was a bright center to it, it would have been her. And that was it. And then we all went our separate ways. No, I'm sorry. We went out to lunch.
All together.
Yeah. Well, some of us. Chuck and them went home. The second cousin, once removed, bowling partner's roommate. My brother Ben's in charge of this shenanigan as well.
Now, where does your brother Benton live? Is he
Frederick.
He lives in Hagerstown or Pennsylvania somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, he couldn't afford it. He couldn't swing it. So when he bought a house, he bought it either out west or up north somewhere. Anyway, he was like, "Look, let's all go out to lunch." And I was like, "Okay." Now we're all in. Well, they're all in suits and shit. I'm in a polo. I look like I'm getting ready to go play a round of golf. And I was like, "Okay, I'll ride. Just tell me where." And I'm thinking in my head, what possible restaurants could he choose close? There used to be a Timbuktu, which was like kind of a fancy or
Dude, I've actually been there. That place is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a little beat, but
yeah, but it's
older,
like
good
nicer
stuff.
food. It's
Timbuktu,
like
never heard of it.
yeah, it's a nicer restaurant in that area. Like
Crab cakes are like this.
yeah, huge crab cakes. It's a very Maryland, and like they have like this type of place that when you ask for a soda, they bring you like one of the little miniature sodas and a glass of ice, and then you pay for each additional soda.
It's a trash place.
No, like fancy place.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. That's where my head's going. So my brother Ben pulls up next to me and he's like, "Hey, you know where Lido's is?" I
I've heard you like that place.
I said, "I sure do." He said, "Well, that's where we're headed." I said, "I'll meet you there." So I went. I got a salad and they got some of that Taliban pizza, and that was the end of that. But
Is this a shape you don't like?
that's awesome. This is awesome.
Total side note here. We were going to order Lido's last night because we never had it, and it's so fucking complicated. We just got sandwiches instead.
They have good wings and sandwiches.
Yeah.
I like the subs.
The batter on their wings is too thick.
I like them thick batters.
I don't like batter at all on my wings.
So anyway,
I like them naked.
Big thick bat. With the hands around.
So then that night, I got trashed with Laura, and my sister called. I talked to my sister, talked to my mom.
Wow.
What was that conversation?
It was fine. My mom was like, so my mom didn't come to the funeral because she was trying to make a spectacle in the sense of like, well, I would have come, but I had to pay for the whole goddamn thing. So I couldn't afford to come. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Even though she probably could have afforded to come. It's just her way. So she was like, well,
It's all about me.
She was like, well, Bobby, I had to send her up there. I had to send her up there cargo. And I was like, you didn't send her cargo. She was like, I did. And I was like, you didn't, because I pulled the overnight sticker off her forehead when I got in there. And why'd you use FedEx? You work for fucking USPS, traitor.
Did you really?
Yeah. She laughed. It's my mom's sense of humor.
Have you thought about, and I don't know all the details of you and your mom, I just know what you've said. Dante has a very gentle way of handling his mom.
Yeah.
Have you possibly thought about taking that style to deal with your mom on a
No, because
level?
I don't really have to deal with her very
yeah.
often. So, which kind of brings us to where we got, which, we were talking and we were laughing. Like my mom was in a spiteful mood, but not regarding me. So it was relatively fun. And, I told her, I was like, look, give me back to Kathleen. I want to stop this because it was in a good place. And if you, yeah. And I was like, but just so you know, I miss you. And she was like, I miss you too. And she passed the phone off, which was a weird moment. And I miss that person. It's just you get that person such a fucking small portion of the time. So I talked to my sister. Then my brother came home, and I got to talk to him for the first time since 2010.
This is
This is the heroin addict.
Has it been since Mario's funeral?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ!
No, he's been locked up though, right?
Yeah, in and
on and
out.
off.
And He's an on and off relationship. His relationship with jail is complicated.
A professional. Okay.
Yeah. So I said, like at first she was like, Bobby's on the phone, and he was like, what? She's like, Bobby's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. And I was like, hey. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, look, I love you. I miss you. I'm sorry I failed you. I should have done more for you. And that's an older brother's responsibility. And I'll take the part of it that I deserve. And I'm sorry. And he was like, he fucking Han Solo'd me. He was like, I know you love me. I know you miss me. And that started off weird. But then we got to like reminiscing, telling stories. Like the four of us, like Laura and I was raining its balls off that night, Friday night. Laura and I were drinking out on the porch. They were drinking like in their room, and you know what I mean. Their phone was on speaker, or my phone was on speaker, and we were like reminiscing, telling stories, and actually had a fucking blast. Like laughs and I don't know, wireless toasts. So it was good, And my brother is my brother is the next funeral I will attend. That would be my guess. Mm-hmm. But that was not for nothing, that was a good one to go out on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to move right on to the next bit of bad news. And then we don't have to stay on this very long because Adam came by the other day and we did a little Patreon thing and I'm putting that up Saturday for the Patreon folks. It's a little bit of sadness followed by a really constructive and intricate in-game conversation.
Mm-hmm. We might have put the end cap on it.
We might or a bookend. An end cap on the bookend. So a dear friend of ours, we've talked about her plenty of times in this podcast, the girl who flicked the dickhead of the dude, the girl that would walk into a room and fart, like right next to your head. Like Candy, she passed away, a supposed heart attack. Thoughts and prayers to her family. She left behind a bunch of kids, one of which is an adult, but
four that she knows of.
Yeah. She's not sure what dude's pregnant with the fifth or sixth.
When was the last time you guys saw her?
We were thinking about that the other day. I know we had like a Halloween 2 years ago.
It was the Richard Simmons one.
Yeah, but she came. There was a time that she came recently that wasn't
3 years ago.
Richard
I've been
Simmons.
to two. I've been to two. The last two, and
It was Leia's because Leia was born that year that we had the Richard Simmons one. Like, that's why there's like no pictures. That's why there's like no fuss about it, because we were like so exhausted that we just didn't have it in us to do something big.
No, but I want to say we saw her at some other event that was not Halloween. Because the Richard Simmons one, I was fucked up, like within the first 20 minutes, and I was out. But like I remember having a conversation with Candy, but we were in normal clothes.
I don't know. So, I can't think of another time. I really can't.
It may have been a cookout or something, or a game day. Did she come to the game day?
I don't think so. Like, she's been absent for a while.
I know.
About 2 years. Like, and when Laura and I were talking about it initially, it was like it's probably been about 2 years.
I don't know. I feel like it's been in the last year.
Yeah.
So maybe Mike would know. Did Mike and
Mike and Candy had a, so that's like another sad element. I mean, we don't need to take too much time on that, but Mike and Candy had a falling out, like. So
I didn't know that.
She didn't die. They didn't part on the best of terms.
Oh, that's
so yeah, it sucks. So anyway, she was a dear friend. She will be missed. It's fucking. She was one of a kind. That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fucking big fact.
She's young,
and she tried to rape my brother.
Tried to rape my wife.
I can tell plenty more stories along those lines. And she used to let grown man lick her knees if she got bored. Men would be like, "Hey, can we get together?" "No, but you can lick my knees." And she would make men get down and lick her knees. She was one of a kind. Never known anybody like her. Doubt I ever will. And I miss her. Rest in peace. So let's see what else. Saw some movies. Saw The Nun. Mm-hmm. It's trash. Mm-hmm. It's fucking dog shit. Okay. Avoid it all costs.
Thanks for warning me.
They rely
not as bad as Glass though.
They rely on the same scare, like the woman crossing the hallway in the background and stuff like that, like throughout the entire fucking movie. She becomes less of a demonic force and more like a monster. Like where you can like put hands. I feel like you could like knock her out if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like if you got a good swing on that bitch, you can put her down.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not good. I think the story they should have told. Like, do you guys mind if I spoil any of it?
No.
Nope. I will never watch that anyway. So.
Okay, so she in the very beginning, you find out how this demon comes into possession of the nun. Okay, I think this movie would have been better had the movie ended with how you find out this demon gets possession of this nun.
Well, how far into the movie is this point?
Huh?
How far into the movie is this point? Was
it first 5-10 minutes?
Oh, then
it opens with it.
Yeah, you're just like, you just need 5 minutes of this movie, and then you don't need the rest.
No. Like tell the nun story as a normal person, like living a life, living in this
up until that point.
Yeah, living in this convent when like weird things are going on in the convent, and then she's taken over by it at the end. Would have been a more satisfying story than what we actually got, which was dog shit. Which is a real bummer because I like all the other stuff. I like The Conjuring. I like Annabelle. I like all that shit.
Those tie together in some way? Or
it's all the same universe.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What's up?
I just from some of them, we had the 16 gig plan for our Verizon. We've had it forever, and recently it's been going over a little bit. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so my wife's like, "Oh, I want to get the kids a phone now," and so now we got the unlimited plan. Well, we got the unlimited plan and an extra line for like the house, quote unquote, house phone. And now my fucking internet is garbage. The data is fucking garbage. It's infuriating. And every time I call them up, they go, "Hold on, okay, we just reset the tower, so you're good to go now." And it works for like 5 minutes. And I want to be like, I'm not paying for this month.
Yeah,
I'm not fucking paying for this month. It's ridiculous, man. Sorry, continue on about the nun. How does she get to be evil?
It's the same way anyway. A fucking demon just went into her body.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's just crawled in.
Yeah, because that's not the point of the story. It should have been the climax.
Like more interesting way of how she
was there.
Fell.
Was there a climax when he came into her body?
No. More. This should have been more of a human story about her. In my opinion. Let's see what else I saw. I saw Life Itself. Robert D. suggested that to me. It's pretty good. It's one of those movies where they're telling the story about like 4 or 5 different characters, and at the end of it, you see how they all intermingle. It's one of those, but it's pretty good. It's a heavy drama, but it captivated me. I was interested in the ups and downs of these characters' lives.
Is it set like? Is it a modern times piece, or is it like a?
Yes, yes, but there is some flashback stuff as well.
It's not set in medieval times.
No.
Okay.
They have a new thing there. They have a queen now.
I read
times?
medieval.
I love medieval times.
I haven't been in years.
Dude, fuck a turkey leg. I read the
It's half a chicken, bro.
I just have chicken. And finger potatoes.
Dude,
And a rib.
I read a comic book that I want you to go home with today.
He's pointing at me.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's called, I think, the Son of Wrath or the Wrath Sons or something like that.
The Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah, you would
Wrath of
think.
Khan.
Wrath of Khan is actually what it is.
I'll tell you, very very few things creep me out as a child that still creep me out. Like those
Just bugs?
fucking worms, dude.
Yeah.
I had nightmares about that shit, and I still won't watch it.
Anyway, I think it's about an Alabama family.
Roll tide on that.
But it's fucking it's one of the best comics I've read in a long time. Like it's not a tights and flights, but like I'm telling people when I talk about this book, I'm talking about it in the same way I was talking about that Vision and Scarlet Witch book. Like it is a top shelf book, and it's about the story of this the men of this family, and their last name is Wrath, Rath. And it's fucking like I couldn't put it down. I picked it up. It's the first book I've read in a.
Is that trade?
Yeah, I picked it up and I was like, I have to know how this ends. I have to know how this ends.
Power through it, huh?
Yeah, and it's not long. It's like 6 issues or something. But like, there's just parts of it where that had me like, I'm not an easy person to shock, and I was like,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's quite good, and I watched Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh. Whose idea was that?
Laura and I both wanted to see it.
Where is it on Netflix?
It's on HBO.
Is it because it was like a award-winning thing?
A lot of notoriety, I think, because of all Asian cast, all Asian writers, all Asian, the whole shebang.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. It actually made me feel away.
Can it?
You feel away?
What way is that?
There's a lot of mother-in-law drama in it. And
It's a lot more than
it's-
drama in Asia land.
Yeah, I get that
That's
impression.
normal.
You know what's wild about that movie is there's a young lady in it whose name is Aquafina, but she spells it like AWKA, not like the water.
You ever dealt with Aquaphor?
Oh, you wouldn't. You're dry as fuck.
I've dealt with
I use for
Aquaphor. Yeah, I know what you're
I use for tattoos.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. An interesting show.
But it was good. It's a little overdone
Production wise?
drama wise.
I don't know, man. We're
Sometimes.
pretty fucking. Have you been downtown Chinatown?
Not in that sense. Like that stuff. There's stuff for like fireworks and all that kind of shit. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm on board. This seems about right. But but
Were they making the fireworks?
no, just like having celebrations. I mean, these people are filthy rich.
Okay.
They wipe their ass with $100,000 bills. But it was good. There's just some parts that I was like, the acting is a bit much here, or the kind of dialogue is a bit Revenge of the Sithy here. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's because I am so in love. No. It is because I am so in love with you. No. I love you most. No, I love you most +1. I love you to Coruscant. I
Plus
love you to
3,000?
Coruscant and back.
Too soon. Too soon.
And let me just make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I can't find the fucking notes on my fucking phone.
What do you mean?
I can't get Facebook to work,
Oh, that sucks.
We have the same service. How? I don't understand why your shit is.
bro.
I have Verizon Unlimited.
We
also.
might have had the same service.
Oh, you have a. Oh, you never mind. It's because you have an Apple. It's not the
Are
same.
they throttling your data?
I guess so. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, that's when
That's
they
what it's
start
called.
cutting you back. So you're not on an unlimited plan for data?
No, I am. We just transitioned to an unlimited plan, and since then my data's been shit.
See, I don't have any issues with mine.
Okay, I do have a
I'm
couple.
unlimited on Verizon.
Me either.
I do have a couple more. Just real quick. My nanny looked like Michael Jackson in the casket.
Oh my god.
Damn the rules.
Circa 2010.
Fuck.
Yeah, probably not now.
Yeah.
Oof.
okay, lunch. Oh, so here's another great part. Okay, so we're at the burial, and so there's the hearse.
The limo for the dead people.
Yes, driver. And then there's like the caravan leader who drives like a caravan of courage.
Is it a Dodge Caravan? Like an 87,
a Cadillac.
like
It was
an
a Cadillac.
87 with the wood panel?
It was a Cadillac.
Okay.
And in the driver's seat of the Cadillac, who she also stood around for the rest of the funeral, was a heavier set African American woman.
Jana's favorite kind.
Jana's favorite kind. And she's just sort of standing off to the side. I actually had a few moments with her. Like, her and I hit it right off, as you would expect. Well, my baby's running around, and there's geese right in the fucking...
Like on
Like a
Cody's
flock?
head.
yeah, a flock of geese.
Like
flock
on Cody's
of deers.
head.
And she's like, I see goose. I see goose. I see goose. So I was like, you see ghosts? And this woman spun around so fast. I thought she was going to snap her ankles. Like her body was moving with a centrifugal force that was more powerful than her ankles could sustain. And I just put my hand on her shoulder and I was like, I'm fucking with you. And she was like, don't do that, because when the babies see it, that's when you got to believe it. And I was like, I know.
Oh, man.
You really gotta watch out when you say things like that, especially people whose cultures are really.
Superstitious.
I mean,
perhaps.
I almost got in trouble with this job I used to work. Like when I was in college, I was like working the security job, and we had this. We talked. I think we talked about it on the super spooky Halloween special episode for Patreon. Patreon. Wah, wah, wah. But like everybody claimed this place was haunted, and there was a Indian cat in there, from India, and I made a comment to him about it.
How'd you know it was a male cat?
I checked. Lift the tail up and checked. And I was like, yeah, this place is spooky. So I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, this place is haunted. He was like, what kind of place am I working? Packed up his stuff and left, like right then and there. And like somebody called me like, did you say something to somebody about something? I'm like, no. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't even there that day.
So that's how I'll
Fucking complained on me, man.
that's how I'll send it off.
Pussy.
Leave on that note.
I'm going to go while I have a little spunk of energy before the sugar dies.
All right.
So I haven't watched much movies or anything like that, but I've been watching a show, American Gods. So I'm through the first season. I have no idea what's going on.
But you're still watching it.
Still watching it. I'm like 2
It's not
episodes
good.
in the second season. It's not bad. It's well shot and it's very creative. And it's one of those shows where like you don't understand. One of the intriguing parts is like you don't understand the rules of the universe. So you kind of trying to figure out who is who and what. I mean, basically, it's about. Imagine if when humans they give power to things, it's almost like the warp. Like they start thinking about like, oh, this must be from a god, and they'll start like imagining the god, and they'll actually make the god whole. Like they'll invent gods, but then that god actually has power when people believe in it.
I think there was a real Ghostbusters cartoon episode about that.
Probably.
I specifically
Probably.
remember because Sherlock Holmes came to life and they were like, why are you a ghost? You're not a real person. But it was because people believed
Yeah.
in it.
I think I recall that episode. But it's pretty interesting. It's really good acting. There's some fucking weird bits though, bro. And like as you're watching, you're like, what is going? Oh my god! I can't look as you cover your eyes up and peek through the fingers. So it's interesting. I think it's on Stars and it's also on Amazon Prime. Also, of course, all caught up Game of Thrones. So I can't wait for Sunday.
I heard there was complaints about this episode being not good.
What? The number 4?
Really? I think number 3.
People complain about 3 being too dark.
Yeah,
And too long.
and blurry.
Okay.
It was a little bit blurry.
Because I don't watch it, but like I see people's reaction every Monday. I would see like not a recap, but basically people's reaction, and like I just saw there were some disappointments with this past episode.
The funniest meme I've seen is a picture of Jamie laying in bed, and it says, "When sex is so bad, you got to go back to your sister."
Dude, so Jisk hit me up and he was like, dude, you want to know what the most unsettling moment in Game of Thrones is, period? And
Yeah.
I was like, yes. And he was like, seeing Brienne smile.
Oh yeah,
He was
Yeah.
like, don't like it. He was like, it's almost as if someone told her what a smile was and then she attempted it for the first time.
Like she's an alien. I like her character.
I do too, but that doesn't mean that the smile didn't look weird because it did.
I've been
Real quick, I want to comment on that too. I love Tyrion's speech to Cersei.
Oh yeah, it was good.
That's
It's really
exactly how I feel
Yeah.
about Cersei. Like,
That show does have a way of making you. It has a way of making you like characters for really like deep reasons. Like you have to dig at it for a while. But oh man, this is an interesting concept. You don't watch Game of Thrones at all?
No, I was asking Joe. Have you seen any of it?
None of it.
I haven't seen any of it.
you should.
You haven't seen any of the show at all?
And honestly, the reason I hadn't is because I knew how it was, and at the time, my kids I wouldn't
Oh,
be able
yeah,
to watch
yeah,
it.
yeah, you can't
And,
watch it.
and I want to watch it with Kelly, so I was going to watch it on the road. At this point, I'm just going to let it be fucking done and just power.
Well, you got
Box
3
set
weeks.
yeah.
I think you dig it,
I think I would. Dig
I know
it
I
too.
definitely did.
but I think you'd buy like 3 more seasons. I mean, 3 more waves of Mythic Legions like instantly off the bat. As soon as
Yeah, you can do that.
I see they're coming out with more figures now. It looks like
I got some conversation on that.
I'm reading. I read a Man vs Superman. Did I talk about that last week? I don't feel like I
Yeah, you
did.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck that. Then never mind. I'm reading a book called Pharaohs, 30K book. It's fine. I haven't been paying that much, but I had an interesting experience the other day. So I've been working a lot of long hours. We're a little short staffed right now, so a lot of extra, mop swinging where I had like
Speaking
moved
of
away.
staffs,
Yeah, well, I've moved away from as much mop swinging as before, so I just been fucking tired. My back's been hurting. I've been still keeping up with my yoga every day, but like I could feel like I need a break. I kind of took a relaxation break. Anyway, so I went to a float tank and did like a float tank. Are you familiar with this?
I saw you posted that, and I looked at
I
what
think
it was.
conceptually,
and I said, what the fuck is
It's
this?
sensory
So
deprivation.
it's a sensory deprivation tank, right? And I've heard about it for years. Joe Rogan talks about it all the time. I've always wanted to do one, and so I was like, it was like Saturday or I think it was Saturday, and I was like, God damn, my fucking back is killing me. So I need to go get a massage or something. And my wife's like, well, go do it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to go do it. That's what I'm gonna do. So I looked it up, and
don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I make my own choices.
So I look it up. The first thing that comes is this float place, and it's right down the street. And I'm like, fuck it, let's make this happen. So you go in there, and it like you don't know what to expect.
Sure.
So the basic concept is like in a room that's totally dark. You have these special kind of earplugs. It's basically like a wax wad that you just keep on. You don't put like in your ear canal, but you press it up there, and you can't really hear anything. It stops water from getting there as well. The room is black. The temperature is like perfect to your body temperature. The water is like perfect to your body temperature, and it's super salty. So you're buoyant. You're more buoyant. So you got to go in this place, and they're like, yeah, we have this hydro massage thing, which was trash. I don't suggest you do it. Like it's like
So that's the tank you get in.
you're on a water bed,
Yeah.
right? It's like a narrow water bed with like these 2 turbines,
You guys have waterbeds growing up.
I have one.
and it spins around and shoots jets on your back. But like it took me out of my 15 minutes, it took me like 8 minutes to find the correct position where it was actually feeling pretty good.
I ever tell you about the time I put that that shit that shoots water in the pool, like in the side of the pool?
yeah.
I put it in my butthole.
No,
Terrible.
You get water inside you. You get an enema.
Terrible choice.
how old were you?
Like 5 or 6.
Did you take a run in the bathroom, or do you just
oh
shit
my
yourself?
god! I was like, whoa, because I was like, man, because I think I had it on my butt cheek at first, and I was like, man, this feels kind of good. I was moving a little bit. How you doing,
Dude.
And
That's how you develop your salad
your ass
tossing
play.
fetish.
and then
That's
before
where the ass play
before
came
you
from.
knew it, I was like I think the water started coming out of my mouth. Like that's how much water was going up into my body, and I was like,
That's not how that works.
I like ran to the fucking bathroom, and it was just like it was like Niagara Falls.
It's a little enema, no big deal. But the ass play all makes sense now.
Yeah.
You were right in that window. So anyway, you go in this room. It's a big ass room. It's like the size of the nerd table room, right? And there's like it's basically a bathtub with a huge shower door, right? But it's a huge ass bath, and like you open the door, and there's like a free like a shower head in the middle of the floor, and they want you to shower before and after, and they really like Nazis with the rule. Like, listen, if your hair's dyed, it'll cost us $500 to clean, so you can't do that. But okay, I get that. you can't use any other products. You have to use their shampoo. It's the shampoo and body wash all together and whatnot. And so you go through this whole rigmarole, and it's fine.
Jack of all trades should beware the master of one.
I know, right? So, I get in there, get the massage first. I go in there. There's like a little room. Oh, let me finish. Let me go back. They take everything's dark. It's like, like soft light and everything. You go back. It's like a little lounge. This is the lounge room. After you're done, you can sit here for as long as you want. As long as you want. There's yoga mats. I was like, oh, there's yoga mats. Like, yeah, nobody ever uses them though, but they're there. And I was like, maybe I'll come back and do some yoga. I wasn't going to do yoga when I got done. But there's like hot teas and waters and everything. And then there's they call it like the primping area. You go over there, it's like 3 little stalls for people to do, like dry their hair and like put makeup on for women and shit.
Oh, you primping son of a bitch.
I know, right? I'm like, I'm good.
Primping ain't
just take as long as you want. As long as you want to relax back here. So I go in there and take my clothes off. Get in the shower, do my shower thing, and it's kind of weird, like showering in a giant. Imagine like just a shower head coming in this room. This room's 12 by 12, and that's it. This is a big open space. You're like,
right?
It's just too much. It's too much space to
I
shower.
was saying about shitting in a handicap stall. It's too fucking much.
But imagine,
too fucking big.
Imagine
Speak for yourself. So.
Imagine 4 times that space, Joe.
Imagine just a fucking toilet bowl in that fucking room. It's horrible.
I don't think you'd like to shower in my master bath. Then.
The float tank has these two buttons, like 2 big ass buttons. I mean, like they're fist sized buttons. Like one's from it's like soft music, and one's for that's right, and one's for the lights, right? So you get in there and it's like really slick because there's so much salt in the water. They have this little. It looks like a hemorrhoid donut. It's called a halo, but you put it on your neck so your neck can float if you don't want your face to be too submerged. And they have like one like styrofoam roll that you can put like under your butt, lower back, under your knees. If you just need some extra help, floating. Some people, if they don't have a really low body fat percentage, they don't float as well. Didn't have a problem. So I get in there, and like, the water feels really cool. It's really silky feeling, right? But my junk's all like, exposed. I'm floating, and I'm not like used to my junk. Like if I'm ever in a bath, like your junk being, you want your junk under the water. It's just there,
it's
flopping around, and like you feel the cold air in your junk. I'm like, God damn, this is distraction. I'm not gonna be able to do this for hours. Have my junk exposed. But after a while, like you got used to it.
The temperature and stuff. You just
the temperature. Because like when you shut the door and you're breathing there, you raise the temperature a little bit and adjust. But so it was an interesting experience. You can't hear anything, you can't see anything, you can't really feel anything. So you just feel like you're just floating in nothingness,
space.
like a brain in a jar, right? And there was some interesting like visuals, like your brain starts to I saw like some wavy shit and some like lights and shit and whatnot, and I would kind of get into this like almost dream-like state, and I would bring myself out of it. And that's like a lot of people say that's like the super relaxing part. But about 45 minutes or 50 minutes in,
holy shit!
Oh yeah, you're in there for an hour.
Oh fuck you!
You're in there for an hour. I said it was an hour before.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that the bath is part, or the shower is part
Oh
of
no,
it.
no,
whole
no, you get a whole hour.
Christ.
They even give you like a 15-minute grace period. They'll start flipping the lights on and off. They won't come in there and disturb you.
Oh my god!
And they're like, ma, wake you up. So anyway, as I'm floating, I'm kind of floating and doing like one of these, man. My fucking back starts like to like just rock and roll, and I find this like that little floaty thing, and I adjust and whatever. So it wasn't bad. I got done and stretched out a little bit, and it was cool. It was an interesting experience. So the girl who's like running it, it's like she had it. So when I walked in there, like her hair was all up, and she like her little like scrubs on, like her medical scrubs. Like, I don't know medical physician, you know what I'm saying? But she's like all in like glasses on, like clipboard, right? And she's like, yes, sir, this way, blah blah blah. She explained to me. When I get back, the hair is down, no glasses, and she's like, hey, so how was it?
Really?
It was weird, and I just like doing one of these, like, yeah, now you're one of us,
Right.
Go ahead.
You want to be a pepper too?
and she's like, how was the experience? Like, I was like, it was interesting. It was cool. I could kind of feel myself, falling into the deep. Like, yeah, it takes 2 or 3 times. By the 3rd time, you got it. And trying to like get me to sign back up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good. But I mean, it wasn't. It was like $60. So
$60 an hour.
Oh, go get in a tub for 20. Water bill.
I mean, shit, that'd be like a $20 water bill of water. It was cool. I think I'm gonna try it again. I want to see what the experience is when like you're conditioned, like you know how to do it. You know what I mean? Like you know how to get into that like meditative type state. So it was cool, but I was floating away, junk all exposed, just
I'd be bored as fuck.
hanging out. That's fine. I mean, dude, like
I understand it's part of it.
There's
but
a value. I think there's a value to being able to deal with boredom. Like I have a problem with that.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I got to be constantly doing something or fidgeting. Like I can't just sit there and like I want to be able to go sit on a beach and just stare off to nothing. The only time I can do that is when I'm at a campfire. At a campfire, I can watch a fire because you know, in my mind, it's like you never see the same flame. You know, and just stare at a fire forever.
I'd be there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And then they'd be like, we're going to turn the lights down. And I'd
dude,
be like,
we should do an
I'm
episode.
already in my dark place.
Dude, we should do an episode. Just record you like, you know, whatever
week.
In there?
Yeah,
We're gonna do it next week.
You can mic up somehow.
yeah. That'd be funny.
It would be funny.
Hopefully, it'd be like not that much vocals. That you just chill out. But if you're not chilling out and you're talking shit, that would be mad funny. But then you'll be fucking doing it just to fucking entertain people. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on. I think I'm waiting for Lucifer. Came out Netflix. I'm gonna go home after this. I'm gonna watch a couple episodes with my wife. No, I'm not because you got yoga to teach today. Fuck. I'm gonna watch a couple episodes without my wife and then pretend tomorrow that I haven't watched any of them.
I think I'm watching Black Klansman tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's the last one that I haven't watched, like in my like on the HBO movies that are like
Academy Award winners.
well, like
nominees.
or new ones or whatever. Like, so I think that's on the list tonight. But I'm working on this diorama also. So
You're probably gonna love it.
maybe. I mean, I've liked everything but The Nun that I've seen recently. So I have enjoyed watching movies that aren't fantastic.
Good.
Like you mean spectacles?
Yeah.
I'm tracking.
You know, like the drama movies. Like I really like that. I really like that Crazy Rich Asian ones. I mean, I know it's not extremely well done in terms of performance, but I really enjoyed the story.
Is that because I'm leave it be?
It's the acting. It's the acting, and the lead male. I'm like, look, I'm all about suspension of disbelief. And there's something else going on with you, Mac.
What do you mean?
There's
One of these things is not like the others.
definitely I wouldn't say controversy. Definitely it's been brought up for discussion.
Was there?
Yeah.
Regarding him?
Why?
Talking about his race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not Asian?
People are saying he's not Asian enough.
He's not.
This Bobby Skullface is a white guy.
It doesn't look like
Is he like
only
is
because
he like mixed or something?
Yeah, I gotta check this out.
he doesn't look like he comes from that family. Like he looks like he was adopted. Like,
Maybe he was.
but he wasn't.
So what he's saying is all Asians should look alike. The one that doesn't look alike doesn't belong.
No. What I am saying is
He doesn't look like
my
these
brother.
people.
My brother Ben. My
Yep.
brother Ben looks nothing like us.
Is it this dude? Is that who
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah, because he's not your stepfather's biological child.
But like,
He's a British Malaysian actor. Is what he's.
heavy on the British.
Oh, so was there
Would I
controversy?
have fit in?
There's a little sugar up in that tea.
Was there a
There was
controversy in the
discussion
Asian
about-
community?
Not even in the Asian community. I think it's just the how do you say it? The progressive.
So,
the progressive.
goddamn, an all Asian cast and the main
And it's
lead
not-
is not Asian enough. That shit is funny.
Yeah, but it for me. It was a bit distracting.
Was he too white?
He was not Asian enough.
It's more so that
He's just out of place.
because it could have been like is this dude Hispanic?
Oh, okay.
You know, it just the movie is so heavily immersed in Asian culture.
But
that,
the problem is like there's multiple different how do you say it archetype of Asian culture
sure.
and Asians. So like yeah,
I'm not saying they're all the
no,
same.
No. I know. I'm just saying since they have a group of Asians that seems to be from the same area and one Asian that is not, he's gonna look out of place. So if you have a whole group of Malaysian actors or Filipino actors, they would fit in together better than this cast.
So this movie takes place in Singapore,
Okay, so it actually makes sense that they would look more like him.
but His family is Chinese.
Oh, okay. Then he doesn't.
Correct. There is. It's not just surface level shit. There is
That's good to
story
know.
components that's distracting about his presentation.
Yeah.
Is the lead female Chinese?
I don't know if she's Chinese, but she's definitely Asian.
Okay.
Is that the girl that's on Fresh Off the Boat?
I'm sorry?
It's a TV show.
I think they canceled it.
They canceled it?
I think
What's
they
new
canceled
episodes
it.
are on right now. I don't know. It's Eddie Huang's kind of story.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'll tell you, it's like even like Laura was like, "Is he Asian?" Like, because we were trying to, like, when the movie starts, it's him as a child, and then the next time you see it's him as an adult. And she was like, and Laura was like, "It's not the same. That's not the same kid." And I was like, "I think it is."
It's supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like the more on the edge of certain geographical ethnicities, the more it meshes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like there could have been
Maybe he had some work done.
like there could have been Korean and Japanese, and I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, but there definitely
is
is-
something startling
about
him in that movie.
because there's definitely Hispanics that could look like they could pass for Asians and the other way around.
Correct.
Sure.
Well, there's some
But he
there's
just
some
doesn't
overlap
fit,
there.
He doesn't fit in with the rest of the family in the movie.
You're right.
Everyone else looked like Asian.
Yes. I
For lack of a better word.
Not that I know what that means. Don't PM me. Don't at me. All right.
He doesn't look roadmaster enough.
Speaking of Asian, wow.
Nice segue.
Wow. Joe, how was your week?
I did more than usual actually, but up there on the house, everything looks fine to be closing next Friday. I should be signing the papers and starting to move shit over there, and should be living there by middle of June. I think they got my last piece of paperwork yesterday. They haven't asked me anything yet, but who knows? They keep doing that shit. I moved some shit into Adam's recently cleaned out, but now not cleaned out garage because I put a bunch of shit
Story
in
of my
there.
life, bro. As soon as I clean that motherfucker up, it's filled
I
with
said,
shit.
oh, I
my
heard you got
basement.
space. Yeah, but I mean that shit should be out of here before Skullfest, so you'll be fine. Because
I'm not stressing. I was going to put it in the workroom.
Baby.
I was going to put it in the workroom anyway, if it wasn't.
yeah, I'm super fucking excited. I can't wait. This lady needs to get the fuck out of this house.
She listens.
This boggles my mind. This is happening.
you know
so
this
quick.
lady?
Yeah, this is unheard of.
I still haven't been in the house, so whatever.
That even boggles my mind even more.
Sad I didn't see. He's seen the house.
Blame it
before.
on Bobby.
He's seen the house.
He's what's the word now? He's a influencer.
Oh.
Well, he is. Hey, listen, fan price, bro.
Dude, Vampires Bro.
I'm telling you, if you don't monetize that,
Yeah, I should. That shit is funny. Hook me up with the fan price,
Give me
bro.
one of those waters. Then.
And I've been watching The Expanse still. I love it. I love it so
How
far.
are the blue crystals going?
They explain a lot more about the Blue Crystals. I'm in the middle of season 3. So apparently it was canceled out of season 3 on Sci-Fi, and Amazon picked it up. That's why it's on Amazon. And season 4 is actually coming out sometime later this year. So which
On
makes me
Hulu
happy.
Plus. It's coming out on Hulu Plus.
I think it's on Amazon Prime. Maybe.
I was just joking.
I don't know. But it has a lot of I like the story, and it's like I said, the hard science, and also it reminds me a lot of Gundam, but without the distracting robot fights. Because some people can watch
That's that PSY song.
What? Oh, Psy. Son of a bitch. But yeah, it's Earth and Mars
Hey.
is colonized,
I get it. Sorry, it took a minute.
and Mars is becoming independent, and they have political conflict with Earth. And there's also a third faction of people who live on the asteroid belt. They call them belters, which they get shit on by everybody.
Dude. We always come up with some shitty ass name for people we don't like, man. It's fucking
Well,
human
I mean, that's
way.
part of it. It's like they talk about how no matter what happens, you always find a way to fight, and there's always going to be people who don't want to fight and people who want to fight, and what is actually the better recourse.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good fucking show, and I don't watch TV much, so like for a show to get me hooked on it, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And Krista too, because she's not a huge sci-fi fan, but she's been liking it. I watched Solo.
Oh, for the first time?
For the first time, I enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it.
There you go.
I think it's very good.
I like the Kessel Run. I know you thought it wasn't much.
I hate the Castle Run.
Why?
Really? You hate it?
Yeah, that's my least favorite part of that movie.
I mean, it shows that it was a very hard and dangerous thing that you shouldn't be able to do. And
Yeah, but it's like it's too like. I think it's one of those things. Like the Clone Wars without the animated series. You know, like when they're like, you served my father in the Clone Wars? And as a kid, I'm like, what the fuck is the Clone Wars? And then I see the beginning of it and I see the ending of it, and I'm like, where the fuck was the Clone Wars? You know? But then you see the cartoon, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I get the Clone Wars now. Cool. Kessel Run is like that. Like I did the Kessel Run in 12 points. I'm like, what? What's the Kessel? Oh, it's probably some very cool race type thing. And then I saw it. I'm like, you're just driving around in a cloud with a fucking tentacle monster chasing after you. I'm like, dumb.
I guess it's just a tasting. Like for me, and it's because they set it up to where like you have to go through this path and through these beacons to get to this place.
Wasn't it 12 parsecs?
Yeah, well, I think it's more. He rounds down.
Oh.
Yeah, because Chewie said something. He said you round down.
Yeah. But I tell you, the more I watch it, the more I come around to it. Like, because I think it's because just without expectation. So that the more I'm able to just kind of enjoy it on surface level.
It's like going fast as fuck, jumping in and out of hyperspace, dodging rocks, and like that's fucking impressive.
What I do like about that sequence is the first time that him and Chewie sit together as pilot and co-pilot. Like that's,
when Chewie was like flipping buttons.
Ironically,
and she was like,
that's my favorite part of the film.
I do love that part. Like, and when she's like, "You take over," and then he sits down and
I love his performance.
And then he was
like that. I could watch him do solo for 3-4 more films easily. Like I like him a lot.
You're 150 years old.
I wonder if they'll ever revisit that.
I would like
maybe.
I would imagine if they do, it'll be in a TV series at this point.
Fine with
Yeah,
that.
I would be too.
Like a
good?
Disney Plus series?
Did it not do good or did it do okay?
No, it did
no,
poorly.
it bombed.
It did poorly
Bombed.
because the budget was basically double because they had to reshoot the
Yeah.
majority of the movie.
Yeah.
It was too dipshit.
And it wasn't well received.
And no, it was well received.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the marketing was trash.
The marketing was trash. And
I
guess
think
they went
at
over
some
budget.
point we should have a conversation about the marketing of that of Star Wars films in general.
Or the lack of marketing for that one. Because late in the game,
It was,
before we
but that's
saw
what I'm
shit.
getting at.
Yeah.
Is like it's too much with the Vault of Mystery. Like you have to spoon feed enough. I say the same thing about Endgame as well. It's too much mystery. Like I need something.
See, I don't. I was fine with the way that was presented.
Yeah, and I was like, meh. There wasn't one trailer that got me really excited about Endgame. Or
I
but
thought
I
the
love the
first one
trailer
was
solo.
good.
I hate the first one.
The black and white?
Yeah,
Hate? You
as a
hate-
trailer.
Hate's a very strong word.
As like an art piece that a fan would do afterwards, cool.
The dice means a lot more to me now.
Me too.
The problem is like it's hard to get attached to Kira knowing where Han goes later on in life.
Yeah, I agree.
And also in the trailer, you see her in the barge in the fancy place.
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch the movie, you already know that she's going to be there. So that's part of fancy
place.
Like I'm in my dark place.
Dude, you want to go?
full of
You go float?
Oh no, dude, no,
Can we give it a try?
no. I'm too scared of being bored.
Facial feel.
Yeah.
And I like Woody Harrelson's performance.
Yeah.
Woody
He was
Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I think I can watch him in just about everything.
And it all establishes, to me, it's like, oh, Han does shoot first. Like, he developed it right there.
Yeah,
Like, he learned it from him.
yeah.
Don't trust anybody and shoot first. But I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to because it had a lukewarm overall, to me anyway, review.
Mm-hmm.
But I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that I think it's probably
Well, it wasn't Luke Skywalker.
it's probably the third best received film. But it's neck and neck, I would say, of the Disney Star Wars stuff.
And they tied him into it somehow, helping to start the rebellion with those with the hyperdrive crystals at the end.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure if that's pushing it too far. Like, making it too connected.
It doesn't really grow Star Wars.
You know what other part I hate is what's your last name? I don't have one. Pull it out of a hat. Han no friends. Han orphan doesn't. Han Solo. Fucking nailed it, dude! Coolest name in history off the top of your head.
But didn't they?
I don't hate it.
Didn't they
I don't hate
They
explain?
explained it in the comics that like Solo
Like
is the John Doe.
Joe, yeah.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
To that, I didn't know that piece. So that.
But they added that at the end, like afterwards,
Right,
which made it
right.
more
It's a
palatable.
band- it's a Band-Aid,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. It's retcon of sorts.
Just Han. Watched Autopsy of Jane Doe last night. This horror movie. It's pretty good.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, and I'm gonna let you finish. But I had an interesting conversation with Gary.
Gary, you got raised. Did he give you $100 back?
So does he owe me $100? That motherfucker.
Not that Gary.
Oh no, he doesn't owe me $100. He owes me like 60. He owed me like 120, and he paid like 40 of it back.
Interest.
So he owes you 80.
No, whatever it is, it's 60. I can't tell you how much he paid me back, and I can't tell you how much he initially owed me, but I know he owes me $60. Anyway, I had a conversation with Gary about Endgame.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I liked it a lot. And I was like, what do you give it? And he's like, an 8. And I was like, that's fucking cool, man. And he was like, what do you give it? And I was like, 6. I'm leaning towards maybe bumping it up to a 7. And he was like, what are your problems with it? And I was like, well, this. He's like, oh yeah, I fucking hated all that. And I was like, well, how do you score it so high? And he's like, I don't really care. and I was like,
honest.
But I was like, you don't care about those things? He's like, no, I just don't care about Marvel. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, see, Marvel is the neighborhood kid, and you come outside and you find the neighborhood kid fucking around, and you're like, hey, tighten up, and you let him go. Star Wars is my kid. And when Star Wars fucks up, I'm in his ass. Because Star Wars is what I love. Marvel is what I allow to live next to me.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
Fucking Gary, man. He's supposed to come for 200.
When is that
That's gonna be
again?
fun. Next month.
June, end of June. Speaking of, every time I bring it up,
I'll try to make it.
That show will be 2 days late. It'll be Saturday. I'll try to get up Saturday night. That show's gonna be late in the week.
It's gonna be fucked up. I think I'm not gonna drink until that day,
Yeah.
just to add an extra level of ass.
All right.
You might just pass the fuck out.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Damn the rules.
I often it was a Patreon thing, so I don't want to. But there was like I don't want to like give the joke away because it was special for Patreon. But like there was a time where we were in here and we were talking, and then you got super trashed. You went to the other room and passed out on the floor.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I said something, and then I was like, it's not like Adam's ever said this to me. And then like from the other room, you hear Adam say that. This is a fucking great moment.
You do it first.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
I watched.
And that's on the $10 level.
Oh yeah,
Listen to it.
we're just gonna pretend everything's on the $10 level.
Yeah.
Autopsy of Jane Doe is a Netflix movie with Rip Torn. Haven't seen him in a while. Great actor still. It's a horror movie, I think. It's got a lot of atmosphere. I like the first 2/3 a lot, and I just liked the last third. It didn't pan out at the end as good, but it just starts off with a dead girl's body being found, and she gets put into the coroner's office, and they have to do an autopsy and figure out why she dies.
In the office? Like on the desk?
On the table, autopsy table,
Okay.
and
Just splitting hairs.
it's good.
Hmm.
If you like it,
Rather
you
than
like
say
it.
the laboratory?
Laboratory.
Is it a laboratory?
I don't know.
Is that what is that place called?
The autopsy room, I'm pretty sure.
Autopsy room?
I don't know.
So specific.
You gotta watch them. So you're freshly shaved. Do the carpet match the drapes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, for sure.
And do you guys have the problem because we're nerds, right?
Mm-hmm.
We watch a lot of shit and read a lot
Dude,
of
what
shit.
did you just fucking call me?
This is Nerd Rage Radio, brother.
Like that just ends.
It's not about nerds.
Ends the friendship. I'm like, get him the fuck out. Call me a nerd.
This Nerd Rage Radio doesn't mean we're nerds being angry. We're angry at nerds because we're not nerds. That's why it's Nerd Rage.
We're also mad at nerd shit too, though. That's a double meaning.
And
Double
we're also
entendre.
mad at nerds for being mad at nerd shit.
Yes,
that is
also
true.
That's different than the mad that we are at that nerd
That's
shit.
the inception. It's the branch off
Being
reality.
sick of sickness isn't being sick at all.
Exactly. It's the cure.
Do you guys have a problem with everything starting to remind you of other shit and it kind of distracts you? Like when I'm watching a movie or a show, I'm like, oh, it's like that other show or like that other story. And like I get distracted and I don't want to feel like everything's the same because they're not the same, but those concepts keeps coming up and I'm like, I don't know. I wish I can watch things with fresh eyes sometimes.
The girls are watching Once Upon a Time, that like Disney, CBS fairy tale thing, and they literally did a Back to the Future episode. They went back in time and they stopped their parents from, the character stopped her parents from meeting. And she had to like use an old man to help, tell him about the future. Literally the whole premise of Back to the Future. Like, this is Back to the Future. It's fucking Back to the Future episode.
Sometimes it can be a very minute thing with me that takes me out just for a second. Even though I like this scene in Game of Thrones, Arya dispatches a major character, and she does it the exact same way that Rey does to Praetorian Guard. Like, has the lightsaber in one hand and drops it down to the other, and then uses it like it's like identical.
And that's
and that move isn't original to Rey either.
But I'm just saying, like,
it takes you out.
It reminded me of something else.
Yeah, so it takes you out.
Just for a second, but it doesn't stop me from enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't stop me from enjoying. But
what he's talking about, where it's like the total plot, it's like, well, I'd rather just watch Back to the Future.
Right.
But like little moments don't necessarily bother me.
And concepts. There's only so many original concepts. So like,
I think 8.
Yeah.
Only 8.
So it's like 8 stories you can tell.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know. That pool one I told earlier, I feel like that's 9 at least.
What pool?
The water in the asshole pool.
It's man versus machine.
Oh, shit.
It's a Terminator.
Well, that's a conflict, not a story.
But yeah, that should be it. If I remember something else, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Babyface?
Thank you. Your story about the water jet reminded me of something.
I'm not the only one being vulnerable.
No.
I like it.
It's about my kids. One of my kids had to have a suppository one time, and they said, "Mommy, what does this feel like?" They were so confused. What does this feel like?
Whenever I'm like I go in, they're like, you have a common cold. I'm like, is there a suppository for that?
No. Like, they asked you, I'm confused. They asked you, like, once it went in, like,
yeah, it was in, and the child looked at my wife and said, "Mommy, what does this feel like?" They never experienced that sensation before.
Gotcha.
Tell me how to feel. It's like,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
Tell me how to feel.
Explain my feelings.
Oh my gosh!
Pretend you're in a pool of salt water.
It's not that bad. I want to go again.
Styrofoam tube up your ass.
It's not a thing I can't.
You want to go, Joe?
It's not a thing I can't deal with boredom. Okay. I don't want to deal with boredom because I'm going to die soon. We're all going to die soon. I have no time to waste.
Well, maybe if you commune with the universe,
listen,
you feel like you'll figure out there's nothing to fear about death.
It's not fear. I'm running out of time.
I've been telling my kids that they do this thing now where it's like a certain number on the clock and you got to freeze. Like if it's like 5:55, 4:44, but like also 4:14, 4:04, 4:24, 4:34. You know what I mean? Like there were the two.
It sounds like there's a lot of time where you ain't doing shit.
Exactly. And I'm like, look, I don't have all this time to waste.
Yeah.
You fucking freeze on your own time right now. Get your goddamn shoes on. You got to catch the bus in 2 minutes
before I die.
Yeah,
I ain't got time to wait. That's Joe. 50 Cent was talking about Joe.
Dude, he's been on a fucking rampage recently
for a while now. Since the Ja Rule thing,
all sorts of new shit now. He's got 2 new T-shirts.
So
like one
was it you talking about him and the dude that owed him $1 million?
Yes.
I listen to so much shit I can't keep up when I'm not here. So yeah.
So there's a Tierra Marie. She had an R&B hit like in the early 2000s, and she owes him she tried to sue him. He ended up countersuing her on some shit. Ended up winning. Now she owes him like $30,000.
He's got 23 million followers on Instagram.
So she's like, I ain't got it. That's like her thing. So like 50's like making T-shirts now. Like I ain't got it.
And you guys, not that I like her, but like Cardi B, like the porno video. Did I talk to you about this?
Yeah. What? Oh yeah.
It's been like that for days.
I've been working on the diorama. I haven't been comfortable with the state of my fingers.
Have you seen it though?
The porno? No.
It's crazy.
What is it? The Cardi B has a...
It's like a
sex
porno.
tape?
No, it's a video. It's a music video, but it's a porno.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it. She's attractive gal. Curvy.
She's fine.
She's a curvy gal. It's my body type.
Concurred. All the way.
Yeah.
Her
or Nikki though.
Which one? Cardi or Nikki? I'm gonna be honest. Cardi. She annoys me.
Cardi annoys you?
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I will almost.
Me too.
If she's got a feature on a song and I like the other 2 verses, I'll listen to those verses. And
I like that Kodak Yellow song though, or whatever that shit was. I do like that. There's something about it that I just got. Nice.
But like that G-Eazy song, she's got a.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Jeezy at all. I'm out.
I like him.
Oh God, gross. He's just like an NSYNC guy that got a record deal as a rapper. I feel like I just can't take him serious.
I listened to him I found him through Pandora or some shit, and I'd never seen him, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's an NSYNC dude. That's
Yeah.
It's like Macklemore kind of.
I'm like, if you wear American Eagle when you rap, I'm out.
Why? What if you're good?
I don't know. I can't imagine you would be.
What if Eminem changed his wardrobe?
I said, I don't listen to Eminem anyway. Mannequin.
I do want to mention this on the air. So there's a new song by it's Logic featuring Eminem. In the last 30 seconds of it, is that new? That guy doing that new, or is that the same stuff? So it's that whole bit Bobby plays. It's like the last 30 seconds.
They
of the
play it?
song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like that's why I walked in and asked him if he
Eminem plays that guy doing the Eminem impersonation.
Yes, for like 30 seconds at the end of this.
He's like a fan of him though. Like he shared his stuff in the past and everything. Like
Eminem is. So he's
in
cool
on
with
it.
laughing
He's
at
in on it,
himself.
which is surprising because
Yeah.
Eminem normally is not in on anything and he's like, "Fuck you for making."
Maybe
fun
he's
of
like, damn, he's right.
yeah.
You ever had somebody do an impersonation of you that's like dead on?
I've been promised. I'm not going to air this person out.
Okay.
But this person knows who they are.
All right.
I've been promised an impersonation
Of you?
and have yet to receive it.
Huh. I had one guy do one of me. I don't even remember what it was, but he didn't feel comfortable doing it. Like it wasn't anything like horrible. I was like, oh wow, that is me. Like, just and that was it. But I was like, oh, hey, good job. You're pretty talented.
Robert D does a Bobby when he's on a schedule.
Yeah. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Get in the car. Get shoes on. Gonna get in line.
Yo, Robert with that
time to
tinfoil.
fun.
Robert with that tinfoil hat.
Yo, he's
swear to
talking
God.
seriously though. He had a real point.
But it was like a fucking top hat. It wasn't. There was some craftsmanship involved in this headwear.
And he just recently told me, he called me, and he was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know your tinfoil hat skills are trash." And I was like, "Dude, you earned that."
Well, tell him to make sure and send it out.
Did he just cover a top hat with tinfoil?
I don't
know.
Have
He
you not seen it?
Yeah.
No.
He,
Oh, it's fucking
he,
great.
rolled up the sides, like it's like a top hat.
Yeah,
Made of
it's
tinfoil.
fucking Gangs of New York, man. I was putting
CDs. There's no tinfoil hat like a Brooklyn tinfoil hat.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Chris, what else is going on?
So, you guys we were all talking about being bored and having that time. I had,
float tank date?
dude, I'm dead. Would I physically fit in the float tank?
Yeah.
That's my only concern.
Yeah. You're not touching sides.
I'm talking about that.
He's standing in it. You've done this in a while.
Yeah. I don't want to get it above my nipples.
I just tap the top of it. Yeah.
Oh, don't have any cuts when you get in
I'm
there.
fucked. My hands are always cut up.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, diorama life.
They actually give you white petroleum to put on cuts so you don't feel the sting.
Dude,
So I think it's pretty cool.
It'd be great to just like cover your whole body and just
My wiener's just like slathered in it. I'm like, don't ask.
don't ask.
like Bert, what's his name? Burt Reynolds in Striptease.
Bert and Ernie?
Look,
No, in Striptease.
I'm just like, here's the clues. Me, briar patch, fleshlight.
You ever run backwards naked through a cornfield? What movie's that from? Anybody?
No,
Half Baked. Dirty, Dirty Jungle of Love.
by the beach.
Oh, boy.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, stop.
That's my favorite point.
I wrote this down separately for I've gotten to where like I have an idea, it goes in the fucking notes because frontal lobe is on point lately. So and I wrote this down, and this goes to being bored. I enjoy like a lot of what I do hobby wise, especially with the equipment I have. I know what I want to do, but I have to figure out how I have to do it. Like I can't talk about some of the stuff that I've been doing lately, but some of that I really had to put in my thinking hat, tinfoil or otherwise, right? To figure out some of the, how am I going to do that in the plane I'm working in? So I this kind of just came to me. Everything you've ever learned is because somebody fucking figured it out, right? Fucking figure out shit. I figure out shit when I'm in the fucking car driving, because my job, I end up driving a lot. Sometimes, fuck all y'all's podcasts. I just want to listen to nothing, right? I just turn off everything and just fucking think. And I enjoy that. Bobby, sounds like you'd go batshit crazy clawing at the window.
Yeah, I think to go to sleep.
But you're driving, though. You're doing something.
I am doing something, yes.
It's not entirely true.
You're not sitting still and just like blank stare thinking about stuff. It's different.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how I drive. But
No, but still. Yeah.
once I get the Tesla, that's
You're
all
not
I'm
in a
gonna-
personal timeout.
It's 10%
Sure.
doing something.
I mean, I'd definitely be down to try that. I think I'd enjoy it.
Because I mean, I think when I'm doing hobby stuff, I think about stuff too. I turn off stuff, but I'm also doing something. It's never like I never feel like it's wasting time.
I had an entire day in the shop this past week, and I didn't realize I got down there early. Like I haven't been sleeping that great. I've been getting up early. Like I got up at 4 this morning. I got up at like 5:30 yesterday, and I'll go down to the shop and I just get to grinding. And I was down there, and I normally either watch a movie or I listen to music. This one particular day, it was like 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, I have not had any stimula other than my mind and that humming of that machine. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. That's how focused I was.
That's good.
Yep. I went and saw Endgame again. Me and the wife went by ourselves.
Like 9 a.m.
At like 9:30 in the fucking morning.
Oh, speaking of that, I want to hear what you have to say. Spider-Man tickets are out. It comes out on a Tuesday.
It does, because it's
at 9 a.m.
It's midnight. It's a midnight show.
No, that's the Monday midnight show.
Yes, but it is Tuesday.
Yeah, but I mean, they have 9 a.m. Tuesday morning show.
Yeah,
it's
summer.
fucking crazy.
Well, and it's the week of the 4th, so many people are off of work and stuff.
Yeah.
So we put the kids on a plane on the 1st.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, I got to see what my schedule is. I just have to look at it.
I mean, I can't do the morning. I got to work.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Mine will be dependent upon my wife's schedule, my work schedule. Yeah, it's just summertime is difficult.
So continue. Endgame.
Did see Endgame at 9:30 in the morning. This is the earliest I've ever been to a movie. Prior to that, it was an 11 a.m. viewing of a Fast and Furious movie because I go see every one of them in the theater. And it was funny because at this particular theater, we saw Fast and the Furious at 11 a.m. They had church at this theater, so in the church next, the theater next to us, we could hear them having their church service. Before our movie started, I thought it was funny. But yeah, 9:30
church service.
I was praying to the Vin Diesel God, but it was surprisingly. I mean, it wasn't packed, but there was probably 30 people in that movie at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
on
dude, it's
Friday.
Crushing still.
Yeah. So and I have
What's the first place at? I know it's second place now.
Well, it's taking out Titanic.
Yeah, the second place.
Yeah, it'll get Avatar quickly. I would imagine it's.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's got a good run rate still. And you got to think Avatar was in the theater for 8 months.
Was it that long?
Yeah, you got to. I mean, movies. I don't think movies have that long of a.
You know, the
run.
one thing
it got a second release too, didn't it?
Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting to slow down.
Titanic did.
Definitely.
So now it's 12 days in. It's at 644 million.
The domestic box office.
Yeah, domestic. Force Awakens was at 600, so it's still 44 million. But I mean, it was 110 million, 150 million at first.
You know what I want to see the data on, and I don't know if anybody has it. The dollars are great, but think about how much movie tickets are now compared to when they were for like Titanic, even.
Yeah.
How many people
they do
have that data
on box
It's
office.
adjusted.
Oh, it is adjusted. Okay. So
I give you this
I'd
number right now if you want.
Like we were having a conversation about this. It's like it's hard to really like if you're trying. I just go by just surface value. It's good enough for me. But like
It's 36.
if you really wanted to start breaking it down and be like, well, go buy tickets sold. Well, no, because then you have to take population into account. Like, you know, like there's like no 100%.
How many theaters?
How many theaters?
Yeah. Well,
exactly. There's like no 100% way to really fucking even.
And if you look at the
field.
the global box office, I mean, China's such a player. I don't think that was even a thought in 1997 when Titanic came out.
Domestic gross is still going with the wind. It's adjusted is 1.8 billion.
Right.
Star Wars is number 2, Sound of Music number 3, E.T.'s number 4, Titanic's number 5.
Yeah. The other thing I've thought about is like, okay, Gone with the Wind. I mean, what was going on there? So you could watch one of your 2 TV channels, or if you had them, right?
Well,
or you could go to the show.
It's also been in the theater. They just took it out of the theaters here recently because of some.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, there's a theater that played it when it first came out and has never stopped playing it.
Nice.
For like 60, 70 years or whatever the fuck it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's like the easiest job in the world. Like just hit repeat on the DVD.
Yeah. The VHS broke, guys. It's time to upgrade.
So it's
time
still,
to upgrade.
It's still got 300 million to go to meet the domestic numbers of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. But opening weekend worldwide, it's fucking doing it.
Yeah. I'll say watching it a second time. And I've said this before. Going on opening night is great, but man, you miss so much. Like just little pieces of dialogue, and I mean, some of it's not important, but just
there's attention to detail, right?
Attention to detail, and nobody's clapping at the showing, and you're not missing out on any of the and it's a lot of it's just gags and like the laughter, and then there's somebody says something.
Yeah. So it's 500 million away from taking over Avatar for worldwide.
Yeah.
Which I think is there
Should be
still
doable.
is there still releases that is there still
That's what I was
countries that
gonna
hasn't
ask.
released in yet?
I think it was a global release.
I thought so too.
Okay.
But
All right.
I tell you what, I don't want to stick on this forever. I watched almost all of it again at my house.
Yeah.
There's a pretty decent version out.
Yep.
I think there's an even better
It's
one. than I was
Korean.
watching.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a couple people that are pretty plugged into that, so they always tell me what's going on. I totally forgot what I was going to say about that. So
Dialogue, little bits.
I decided my next 2 purchases. If that
what you got?
the Thanos 1/1 bust and the Infinity Gauntlet. The 1/1 Infinity.
Nice.
Gauntlet. One in each of my display rooms.
So I'm
Nice on
gonna
that
get to my. I'm gonna get to.
They're
that
doing
in
an
a second.
Iron Man one now too. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So
The spot
Iron Man
between the
1/1
windows.
or Iron Man glove.
Glove.
Really?
yeah.
no Spanx.
I watched Rogue One to celebrate May 4th on the 5th. I watched Rogue One because I ran out of time on the 4th.
What are you watching on Revenge of the Fifth?
Yeah, that's right. It's also Cinco de Mayo.
It's true.
And I,
was.
and I had
Don't cultural appropriate, bro.
and I
For
had,
Cassian.
I had Popeye's chicken. And that's such a good movie from start to finish.
Dude, it's fucking
It's
great.
It's like every time I watch it, I pick up something else.
It's called Rogue One. I don't know why I thought it was called Return of Two Tubes.
Did I send you that?
what I wrote on the box.
Did I send you that custom that guy's making of tutus?
I've seen a bunch of them.
1/6 go.
No, it's
No, but I'd be in.
it's
12
All
of a sudden the table's like.
It looks great. I mean, I thought I sent
They're
it
using the DJ coat. Usually they use the Cassian pants.
I thought here it
legs.
is. I thought I'd send it to you, but yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I have seen
See
this.
it? Is this a one?
That's a 12
112.
scale.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
Black Series mod.
Yeah, dude. Like, and there's 2. That group has the recipe.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. I'm wondering, is that an original head sculpt or
Yes, Twin
Somebody's-
Sons or Sandcrawler.
one of
the
those
two.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I watched that. I watched. I was on a plane a couple weeks ago, and I watched a couple movies on the plane. I watched A Quiet Place.
Oh, is it any good?
Okay.
That's a fucked up movie.
The one with
man.
the monster?
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
bird monsters or something.
Yeah.
No, I watched it a while ago. I think we talked
So
about
it's-
it. I
it's-
liked it a lot. It's with the Office guy,
Yeah, John Krasinski.
which
and
I was surprised how good of an actor he is.
He's fucking great, man. There's a Jack Ryan TV show on Amazon
Yeah,
Prime.
I've heard
It's
good
fucking
things.
Great, dude.
Heard good things about
I
it.
don't see him as like an action kind of
No,
guy
you don't.
before, but after The Quiet Place, then I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
can't see that.
That movie is. He directed that. I didn't
Oh, he
realize
directed
Yeah,
that too?
He directed it, and his
So
real
talented.
His wife, Emily Blunt, was the
His
the
wife is
female
Emily
lead.
Blunt.
The female lead in that movie.
Oh,
That's
I
his
thought
wife.
you mean in real life is his wife.
No, it's
it-
his
she
wife.
is.
Yeah,
I think there's a Holocaust book by that name.
Emily Blunt,
No, The Quiet Place.
oh,
probably.
I think I had to read it like in high school or middle school.
Sounds
Whenever
awful.
Chandler's List came out.
Well, this didn't have anything to do with that. But it was
No,
still-
no. I'm
So
familiar
what's
with
it? Give me the spoilers on that story. Like, what's the deal with this monster? They
so-
aliens or something?
I want to see it.
Okay,
No,
I'll
Yeah.
keep it.
it's good,
Well,
especially
it's
because you're a
on-
father.
It's on Netflix.
No,
I
seriously,
know the joys of fatherhood.
So
Yeah,
before you get rid of Netflix, and
it's
that's-
on Netflix now.
Yes, that's
You guys,
Okay,
can, you guys
honestly.
can
Wait,
relay
no,
more.
no. Hang on, maybe Amazon.
Oh, shocker.
But you have Amazon.
Dude, you have Amazon.
No, I'm saying fucking Netflix.
Oh.
Fucking most overhyped piece of shit I'm paying for.
For
Well,
you.
stop
I know.
paying for
I use it all the time.
It's built up aggression from my wife.
I watch it all the time.
Because
I
you
have
got
no
rid of
problem
your
with
DVDs.
Well, she got rid of the DVDs. She kept the streaming service. She's never picked out one thing to ever fucking watch in that thing. Not one. She just scrolls. I think she enjoys the scroll.
it. Some people do. Like
Dude, I'm
even back in
telling
the
you.
day, dude, my grandpa would be on TV Guide. Like he would have the small screen, but like on the bottom, he would just be scrolling for hours.
Yeah, so I was listening to some guys on a podcast, and they basically turn on Netflix, and whatever starts playing, they just fucking watch it. That's pretty well.
Do they explain what the deal is with that world?
I mean, as much as anything does in the post.
Was it like Bird Box?
They give you a little bit more information than that. Kind of tell you what's happening,
Okay.
and the way it all plays out is actually really cool.
Is
Yeah.
there going to be a second one too? I thought there was going to be a second one.
Yes.
I
is.
think there is.
Quieter place.
Quietest place.
No,
Well,
that's
I
part
mean,
3. You're
by-
just trilogy talk.
By the end of it, they've kind of figured out how to get to live in that world. To get them. To get them. They figured out how to live in this world.
But it's not that simple, though.
It's not that simple, but the way it comes about,
Yeah.
I'll say as a father, it was.
See,
pulls on the.
I said that. Didn't
It pulls on the heartstrings a bit.
Yeah, I want to see.
You don't
I wanna
watch
see- No, I do.
I know what happens.
Yeah.
I've seen that one bit.
It can't be worse than what happened in fucking that Wrath story. I would find it very surprising.
I'm anxious to read that.
In like the first 4 pages.
So I didn't finish this one. I've got about 15 minutes. I actually forgot it. I didn't finish. It's called Into the Forest. It's on Netflix. It actually was a DirecTV movie, like in 2015, and I didn't realize this. It's got what's the girl's the girl from Umbrella Academy? What's her name?
The forest. I have to play along. I was in the forest alone, with my pants on. I found a tree with a specific kind of hole in the branch.
Joe never talks to me to that.
I wish you would.
He seems frightened.
It's crazy white people shit. No big deal.
Into the Forest is two sisters and the dad, and they live in kind of a secluded. I think it's
an episode of Game of Thrones.
No, it's definitely not. They live in the Pacific Northwest somewhere, and they have a house kind of way out, and it's solar power. It's supposedly in the future, which I think would be now technically, but everything's automated in their house. Well, the shit goes down. Nobody knows what happened. The whole grid's out, and one thing leads to another. It's pretty good from what I watched. I need to finish it. I got to think about 15 minutes.
There's a movie that it's one of those end of the world scenarios where like these monsters come out at night and like they go to this house and like the house is like boarded up and it's like another person that lives there that's living there and they kind of let them in. It's kind of a commune type thing. I can't
Critters.
remember. No, dude.
Tremors.
Dude, there's a Tremors like two coming out, like a new Tremors coming out.
No, there's a Tremors every year almost.
No, but it's Kevin Bacon.
Michael
is in it.
Gross has been in every single one of
Kevin Bacon's in it, and
Nice.
like they're
Kevin
like,
Bacon's the one that counts.
yeah.
They're gonna.
He's like a has been.
We're going to retcon 2 through 12. Number
No.
13's the one that's counting.
That's right.
Disney bought it.
Yeah, that's right. It's a Disney.
They're doing that with
property
the Aliens move. They're making it into an audio drama, the actual sequel. So
now. Yeah.
actual
I thought
three,
that
number
was
3.
pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to that. I'll listen to it.
I caught part of this last night. Kelly had it on in the bedroom, and we ended up watching like an episode and a half. It's called One Strange Rock. It's a documentary on Netflix.
About crack?
No, it's talking about Earth.
If it was about crack,
Oh, kryptonite.
I might keep Netflix.
So Will Smith is like he does the voiceover, and he's kind of in it talking, but
Recorded on Instagram Live.
probably, yeah.
Oh, I think I
But
think
like
I
the
saw
one I
preview
caught,
of
they
that.
were talking about Chernobyl and the long term effects and how
Oh, I want to say that Chernobyl show on HBO.
it's like
So does
mutated. Like they had
out now.
some bug,
First
and it's
episode.
got
First
this very
episode is Sunday.
distinct, like it's almost like an African mask pattern on its back. Their words, not mine. But they've showed like for everyone they've ever seen, it's always got the exact same pattern. Well, now they're showing up where the pattern's all fucked up. It's like it's missing an eye. And this part's-
really?
Yeah. So it's showing how over
radiation.
time the radiation has changed these bugs.
We're gonna get monsters out of there. We just
I-
it's a matter of time.
That was Joe.
Speaking of releases, Tool announced the actual
August 30th.
Right?
What is
see,
that?
You know,
What's that?
New Tool
after
album.
like 30
Oh,
years
really?
now.
And I
35
want to
years?
say this.
It's a
I
B-side,
will
right?
believe it
when you see it, right?
when it arrives at my door via Amazon.
But this is the first time I had a date, though, right?
I think so.
They've been saying it's going to come out for years.
And they just they just coming off. They're always touring. They just performed 2 new songs. So
Have you heard
things are. I've been sent links. I have not listened to them. That's not how I want to hear them for the first time.
now you fucking care about spoilers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to sit down.
Ooh, Joe. Touche, Joe.
I want to sit down.
Touche.
That'll be an event. That'll be lights out.
You could go to the thing
In the float tank.
Float
and
tank,
put the
bro.
headphones in.
Are you allowed to take headphones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That-
get the wireless AirPods. Or
and
whatever.
are you allowed to be drunk? Because that's how I'm going to consume this thing.
They would not know.
Dude, you be
They
in-
might know.
You be in your quiet place. Just
You got a
listening
whole
to Tool.
hour. Just pound it for 15 minutes.
Not
so to
that
speak.
quiet place, Joe. Never that quiet place. I've
Yeah.
got this kind of guilty pleasure show. It's on the second season. It's called Good Girls. It's
Whoa.
well, it's
I like it already.
Yeah.
well, it's
I don't.
It's the redhead from Breaking Bad. The busty one. I can't think of her name.
I don't know.
Did you not? I'm sorry.
They're not
Breaking Bad. Shit. Mad Men. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Christina Hendricks
Yep,
or whatever.
yep.
Her. It's. Did you guys watch Parks and Rec?
I know. Of
I
it.
didn't, but I know.
tried
I know.
it.
Jaina would really enjoy this lady.
I see.
She was on Parks and Rec, and she's
Gotcha.
a character on there. And then the other girl, she was on. Did you guys watch Arrested Development?
I
Yes.
did. Yeah, I actually
I
like
know.
Arrested
She
Development.
was
a lot.
Anne on his girlfriend, the son's girlfriend early on. They
Okay.
kept calling her Egg. She's in there. It's a crazy story. So basically, Christina Hendricks' character, her husband is the guy who played Scooby Doo, which is funny to me. What's that guy's name? He played Scooby Doo in the live action movie.
Yeah, he was in a lot of '90s movies.
Yeah, he was in.
He was in
tons of
13
live-
Ghosts. And
He's in a ton-
Scream.
Yes,
and-
that
yes.
guy. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I'm not. I still get confused who Chris Hemsworth is.
Liam. It's Liam's brother.
Neeson.
Yes, he's got a specific set of skills.
Yes.
Includes bacon and eggs, apparently. Anyways, there was some cheating and some money problems, and they ended up robbing the grocery store.
I've seen previews for this.
The grocery store that the younger sister works at, and ends up that's mob money or gangster money,
Yeah.
and then the gangster they end up running. So it's in the second season, and it's one of those shows that like I don't keep up with Entertainment Weekly to know the moving and shaking and stuff. I'm like, well, it was one season, I guess it's over. Well, then all of a sudden it pops up like after Christmas. It's one of those. It's like, hey, after Christmas we're gonna play this show. So I enjoy watching that. I got behind on it, so I've been kind of binging through that. I did have some interesting things happen. I went to a work meeting, and meeting's kind of probably a loose.
I'm going to play that videotape. I mean, that song again about the safety
The miners.
song.
Hang on.
Cute.
What is it? Shake hands with danger.
Yes, that one.
No, that it wasn't that kind of. So I hate to say this, but my boss asked for people to help organize the meeting, and nobody was saying anything. So I said, "I'll help." Well, guess what helping turned into?
Doing the whole thing.
Almost. I did delegate a good bit of it, but like there's one guy I work with, and he's really sharp and he knows his job. And he's one of those guys like he's all about work. Like I was on a car ride with him. I'm like, what do you do? Outside of work? Nothing. Like I go to the bar. You don't have any. He just has no hobbies, and that boggles my mind. In our lifestyle, it boggles my mind that you don't have any hobbies. But I said, hey, I need you to talk to ABC over here at this facility we're going to, and make sure he's okay for us to do the tour and this, that, and the other. Yeah, no problem. All right, week goes by. Hey, did you talk to so and so at ABC about getting that done? I can't get a response. I'll keep trying. A week later, same thing. I don't know. Maybe we need to go in another direction. I can't get a response. Nobody's responding to him. I send the guy at ABC an email. 4 minutes later, whatever you need, just let us know. We're here to help. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You're supposed to be Johnny on the spot, and you're not Johnny, and you're not on the spot. Anyways, I helped put this meeting together. So we got there. We did a half-a-day meeting Monday, a full meeting Tuesday, and then Wednesday we do part of our company that I really like. We do 4 hours of community service per employee. The entire company, like 60,000 employees.
It's awesome.
So we were in Cincinnati, which Cincinnati is across the river from Kentucky. So we actually spent most of the time in Kentucky. Our distribution center.
Where you're from?
The fried chicken part of the of the chef man.
Man, I wish I had. I need to pull up "Hail to the Gnaw." Are you familiar with this track?
I'm not aware of it.
Oh, hell to the no.
To the no,
To the
no,
no.
no. I'm definitely not from Kentucky. I'm 2 states down.
Oh, okay.
And
Speaking of which, I love it. I
Georgia.
got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, yams, all. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Dude, pulling it up. Continue.
So we go.
That's how we're gonna get flagged this time.
What we've done over 2 years ago, we went to a homeless shelter. It wasn't a shelter. It was like guys can go there and live for like 2 months, get on their feet, that kind of thing.
Halfway house.
Yeah, I guess so. And then this last year we did. I think I might have talked about it. We went to it was kind of like a hospice for children and kids that like need 24 hours care. We cleaned some stuff. They had like a nature trail. We raked that.
I only go to those on my birthday.
Well, special occasions. So this time we found
Fucking terrible.
We found a
depressing thing in the world.
They called it an emergency shelter. So basically, they had a similar thing. Guys could come stay there. It gave them a mailing address. You got to think about it. If you're homeless, you don't have a mailing address. You can't get a fucking ID. You can't get a social security card. You sure shit can't fill out a job application. So they basically have P.O. boxes for these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street. Box B is Bobby's and whatever.
The B-boy.
The B-boy.
What the fuck is wrong with him? Dude, fuck him.
So,
Fucking asshole.
I think
what's wrong with him.
there's 10 of us there. So, we got a lot of stuff done for them. They had gotten a grant to get the carpet torn up and put like that ceramic tile that looks kind of like wood down. And, we moved a bunch of bunk beds around for them, and the heaviest fucking bunk beds in the world. And none of the angles were right. We were having to swing shit around.
Pivot?
You're chomping at the
Pivot?
bit.
No, he said something that made me think, and I was trying to place the memory, and I just figured it out.
What's that?
There was a moment, I don't know if you remember, it was a story. I think only Laura and I were there, but my mom started leaning on my stepfather and was like, "You don't know shit, this and that, all this." And then she was like,
kitchen, right?
She was like, "I'm a mother to these children," and he was like, "And what am I?" She was like, "You're an asshole."
Yeah, I remember that. And did he do like a little...
No. Duck-faced dickhead.
But, nothing kind of puts you in. And then put you in your place, makes you really grateful for your situation by being in a place like that. I mean, we didn't have any interaction with anybody. They had they're only open part of the year, and they do some stuff I never really thought about, but like I think every other day you can come there and take a shower and wash 2 sets of clothes, and they give you a set of scrubs to wear and they have a TV room. I mean, it's a pretty well put together place, all things considered.
Is it like a grassroots?
Yeah, it's not, and that's something we talked about with them. They're not government funded, which they do get grants and stuff, but they're not tied because they're like there's no programs here. So if you're an alcoholic, you can't come in here.
You can't come in here. Yeah,
you can't come in here and use them, but you can come in here and do it. If you're a drug user, you can't use on the premises, but we're not going to turn you away because you're a drug user.
There's one very close to where I work, and you can't come in high, you can't come in drunk.
Yeah.
Like not only can you not use there, you can't come in there intoxicated. But I can tell you, just from driving up and down the road, the streets look different.
Because of that,
100%.
I think places like that, man, and to give. Like, here's the deal: 80% of Americans are 2 paychecks away from being there. And that's scary, man. That is really scary. In the world we live in, that I don't know. It means a lot to me to know that there's people out there that are helping like that. I mean, they had like so I stay in hotels a lot with my job, right? And
weird flex.
It's not. It's fucking depressing. Let me tell you. Every Hampton Inn in America looks fucking the same.
It reminds me of the opening scene of Fight Club when he was just flying.
Yeah.
And he was just like monotonous. Places over and over.
When I worked down south,
where are you from?
I traveled a lot more with that job. Literally, I left my house Tuesday morning and came back Friday every week. This job here, I'm grateful that I don't have to travel because there's a lot of local stuff I can do. I would often wake up and I'd have to process through my head.
Oh, where you're at?
Am I in Memphis or in Jackson? And that really fucks with you, man. It really does. But staying in the hotels, every night, every morning, I take all the shampoo and conditioner because obviously I'm not using it.
Steal it.
I don't steal it. They put it out, and I put it in my suitcase. So
who wants to use the second half? To be fair,
nobody. They just dump it.
No, I don't. Okay. So look, they give you 2 bars of soap, shampoo, conditioner. I'm only going to use 1 bar of soap, and the rest of it I put it. And the reason is that we have a lot of house guests. A lot of people come stay at our house, so we have a basket of shit in our guest bathroom.
That's cool.
Here's your shit.
Yeah.
But you know what they had at this shelter? A fuck ton of that stuff because people donated. I'm like, man, I never thought about that.
And I'm a fucking
asshole. No, so that got me thinking. I'm like, man, I need to probably get with like some in my peer group because we all travel like that.
All of them.
And just be like, hey, let's do
round
this.
Up,
let's round this shit up.
That.
Just little stuff like that, man. So that was good. And this is a heavy drinking crowd. I probably drank more Monday and Tuesday than I probably have all year. I mean, it's a heavy drink, and it's all the way up to like my boss's boss was there. And I got to spend some good time with him. Actually, we were both pretty sloshed, but I ended up in a conversation, and I never really talked about religion with you guys, but I ended up in a. I wasn't drunk. I was tipsy, and so were the other two guys. Very deep, like hour and a half conversation about religion. And at the end of it, I was so pleased that because I had a very different viewpoint. These two guys were raised Lutheran, which I'm going to be honest, I know nothing about. And
One of the Jesus.
It's just some Protestant shit.
It is. It's got some specifics that's different from.
Lutherans are
Same Jesus, though, right?
That's okay.
It's the same Jesus. Right.
He's albino and...
So, I mean, for the most part...
Not the sweet baby Jesus.
For the most part, Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, it's all
Jesus.
It's a level of fire and brimstone, right, in there. And I was raised in that pocket. Mr. Pocket.
Mondays are fun.
Bobby Pockets.
Methodist specifically. And these guys were raised Lutheran, so... And I have some different viewpoints on religion that I've put myself on as the years have gone by, as I've gotten older and observed the world. And it was refreshing to have that conversation, and nobody got upset, nobody got heated. We all appreciated each other's opinions. And even in the next morning, we were down at breakfast, and I just said, "Hey, we're cool, right, guys?" Because I mean, you sit on something overnight. I didn't want anybody to have any feelings about anything.
I mean, that's what I love about this table, because it's
Yeah.
always, no matter what we talk about, is that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we go better than others. Like this, the last two discussions that we've had, both Endgame and Star Wars, both held passionate disagreements, but never got nasty. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's good. That's well, just those two.
Yeah, you're going, fuck it up,
I'm only speaking about those two.
And I think that's important to be able to have a dialogue without getting.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
you can
gonna
have
email
feelings
you
about it.
the end game, because talking to him a lot about it, I'm like, people don't understand. And I was talking to you, I was like, the more I talk about it, the more I understand why and how I feel the way I feel about it.
I really want you to watch it again, man.
I am.
Okay. Last time we talked, you said
I was
were
too
over
hurt.
No, we're going to wait till it comes out, and we're going to watch Infinity War and Endgame back to back together, all of us.
Yeah, right.
6 hours.
After John Wick.
6 hours.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta watch John Wick too.
As one
that's
piece.
next week.
That's one continuous
I'm going
movie.
Friday and I'm going Thursday and Friday night to go see it.
So
You gonna see it twice?
I'm gonna see it 2 nights.
But look at here! Look! Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. You name beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw,
I've never heard
beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans, greens, potatoes.
that shit goes hard.
What is
I would
that?
buy that.
What is that from?
She was giving like some speech like around Thanksgiving.
Oh, I didn't know that was some like TV show or something.
And then like somebody just took it and put the beat to it, and that shit goes hard.
So yeah, that was good. It was good. It was a good work is good for me right now. I did find out this week that my company's weird. Like if I get promoted and Joe they have to approve Joe. They have to approve to replace my spot. Mm-hmm. And then if Joe takes my spot, they have to approve Joe's spot to get. Basically, it's a head count game, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to move.
So my boss, who I think I might have, did I show you guys that box I made for her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She loved it. We all signed on the inside. She cried.
It's amazing.
It was she was very
fucking
impressed.
awesome.
She actually sent me a nice handwritten thank you note, which was really cool. But she's transitioning to a different role in the same company. I'll still be working with her. She's just an arm's reach away, really, still. But I won't have a direct supervisor until next year. So, well, yeah.
Dude, Jerkfest 2019.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was talking to a lot of my.
Didn't they want you to replace her or something? Didn't they want you to replace her?
You know, it's funny. I had 3 different people ask me if I was going to interview for the job.
Are you?
I think I'm going to interview it once they post it, just for the experience.
Do
nothing
it.
else, right?
Anytime I'm unsupervised, Jerkfest.
Well, I'll tell you, like, the hardest part about my job and just an outside sales job is not making it a jerk fest, because it's so easy just to sit in your ass and not do anything.
Yeah.
You know, because I make my own schedule. I travel where I want to, which is very fucking convenient. You know, I work my work schedule around my social life often. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to New York the last week of this month because there's a show I want to go to that Saturday. So,
Wrestling?
no, it's a 5 Points Fest. It's a designer toy show. So it's more like the vinyl stuff and the one-offs. 1,000 Toys normally is there. It's a company I
It's like
absolutely
garage
love.
kit type stuff.
Some, but it's mostly like I don't even know how to describe it. They call them vinyls. It's like fancy pops, maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm going to that. So I'm
Got it.
just planning to work. I'm already up there. It just works out that way for me. So yeah, everything was with work is good. While I was gone, I got a big purple guy in the mail. And I've gotten into a bad habit of I've gotten into a bad habit of when I get something new in, especially a Hot Toys figure. I don't immediately dig into it. I don't know why. I just like, okay, it's here. I'm just so fucking busy doing stuff. But I'm opening this motherfucker. So I have to tell you, man, that at this moment is probably it's definitely top 3.
That's a great Hot Toys.
Top 3 pieces in my collection. It was.
I hate this. I hate it.
You can't.
I hate it.
Somebody will come out with that.
But
I think they will.
But I already spent $300
I know,
for them to come out.
But the fact that you can't snap,
the fingers are articulated,
but you can't
and
get
you
there.
can't connect the thumb and middle finger.
You can't make the snap.
Yes, but then he's tricking you with the old "How you doing?"
And he's circle.
Well, can you make it like after the snap like this?
Maybe, but it's not. I want this. Is what I want. Like I want this.
Like
So-
the Italian thing.
Yeah.
So I opened him. I messed with him. I took him outside. I actually took some pictures. Wiped the mud off his shoes. I mean, I was.
Took him in a bath.
I didn't quite. I was going to see. I didn't have the wax for his
Put him in a
ears.
float tank.
I didn't have the wax for his ears.
Dude.
He may not have snapped.
And I didn't want to see what was
Yeah.
underneath those very nice tailored corduroy pants he had.
Yeah.
But actually, I took him downstairs. I'm like, all right, Hulk will fit in the detail if I can get. Oh, he won't fit.
He's bigger than Hulk?
Well,
They're about the same
the
size.
Hulk.
in
The Hulk.
movie.
You
Just
can
hunched over.
put the Hulk in a pose that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Thanos hunched over.
No,
just
he doesn't
look
hunch
right.
over.
So
You know what helps that figure stand out from the rest?
what's that?
90% plastic.
What do you mean?
Like the only soft goods are the pants,
Oh yeah. Well, and it works because it's an armor more
Yep.
than a shirt.
but it always helps.
Yeah, it does. So I kind of had a plan to rearrange my stuff, and I just said, I'm going to have to do it. So I actually initially had him sitting in a 1/6 scale folding chair with his legs crossed,
I saw that.
sitting with Mandarin
Like
Trevor,
sharing a bit of a
like-
talk.
like they were
Nice.
having a conversation.
Nice.
But I moved one of my small Billies in between in between my detolfs, and I wanted to black out the back of the detolfs. Me and Jisk had been talking about that, and
I'm torn about that right now.
Yeah.
About the module cases, whether they actually do want mirror backs or not.
yeah. But I mean, I'm happy with it. It's not the final setup. I'm going to get some different material. The material doesn't really hang the way I like it. But overall, I'm very happy with it. I mean, I come downstairs and hit my switch, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Nice.
The only thing that sucks is for my podcasting chair, I had to put a piece of paper over the front of Thanos's cube because those lights. I don't know if you know, I have those lights that you brought over here, and I put the pod LED ones.
Yeah.
I put them in there, and they're so fucking bright. The angle of that camera, it's like.
Oh, right into it.
Yeah, so I just put a piece of paper over it, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. The basement's a complete wreck. I actually put up. You guys, well, most of you guys have been in my workshop. So as soon as you walk in,
Just not me.
walk in the room there, in turn, if you took a hard right, I put some wire shelving there, which means I had to pull everything out.
Right.
And it's like I'm trying to get more organized, and I made the biggest fucking mess I've ever made down here.
Sounds like what Bobby does.
Yeah. It's a process.
Destroy and rebuild.
Speaking of the 1/6 Thanos, is nobody bothered other than me that it's not about the helmet? I'm past that. None of the Endgame Thanos merchandise is accurate.
With a
None
glove?
of it.
Regarding Thanos.
Yes.
So I'm not bothered by it because I'm
Oh,
not.
he's got the old gauntlet.
He's
He's never had.
gauntlet.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're past the spoiler thing, right? Because it's Monday. Monday was
Yeah.
out.
So-
He never had the fucking
But
gauntlet.
maybe they're gonna, when it finally comes out, it's gonna be different because they still haven't
all
released
of the
it.
toys, every single toy has him.
So
with
like
gauntlet.
the SH, did you get the HH?
The Hot Toys,
Did you get the figure art?
the
No,
fucking
I-
statues,
Oh, I don't know.
every fucking one of them.
Things go for
Maybe
$200.
they didn't know.
So
I know that's a problem,
figured.
right?
Yeah.
But like I just found out that I pre-ordered the other Thanos.
Did you?
Yeah.
Or the Hot Toys one?
Thinking to myself, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not gonna love this.
Well,
if I don't, so there's
worst case you can trade it. Or
Worst case, I'll
And-
buy it from you.
and Laura wants one for the upstairs.
Well, there you go.
So
There you go.
Poor soul.
Well, it's not the one she wants either.
Poor soul.
Yeah.
What she wants that one? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Well, then put that one upstairs.
I don't want that one in here.
I've got I got to make some decisions about what I want to pre-order because there's a
Nerd world
ton
problems.
There's a ton of stuff from this movie that I want.
But do
you want a Fat Thor?
Only if I can get a Professor Hulk and they can stand there together.
And now it's like they're doing the flight suits for all of them.
That's dumb. I don't want that.
Waste.
So I want the Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry. I want the Black Widow. I want the Black Widow.
Jesus, I know. Somebody did that and they fucked me up now.
It's people do it all the time.
I want the Hawkeye. I think that looks beautiful.
So apparently Hulk's arm is permanently damaged.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
No, it's fucking Infinity Gauntlet. It makes sense. It's the power of the universe.
No, it doesn't.
I think I'm going to pre-order the Mark 85.
If they were going to do that, they should just make him have no arm.
So I've got
Like it blew his arm off.
to be Mark 7, which is was that from the first Avengers movie, Mark 7?
Yes, and the Mark 8.
Then I'd have the last one. So I think that kind of fits. Anyways, I'm super
I
excited
do like
about
that.
him.
Is it Mark 85? Is that what he
That's
got
the
up
one
to?
he's got into the one he's got in.
I can't read that high in Roman numerals.
Well, so someone said it out loud, and I'm assuming that's what it is.
No.
But no one's bothered by it. Just me.
Honestly, dude, what are you gonna do? I mean, they probably got shown what they were able to see, and
I mean, it was a diversion, just like anything else Marvel does. Like, you think he's going to get the gauntlet in the movie, and he never fucking does. But then it fucks up all the merchandise. You will never have an accurate portrayal, unless they have a wave 2 of these figures and statues.
Well, there's probably going to be a version when he doesn't have the gauntlet. I mean, like
I haven't
double
seen it,
hands.
that's the thing.
yeah.
I haven't seen any of the.
Well, he does come with a hand for that.
But he still has a gauntlet on.
I bet you it slides off.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's
don't
pretty.
know.
It's pretty clever the way that lights up. It's light piping into a ball joint that illuminates the stone. So I know we're running along. Let me get through this. So I got some new foam cutter from Hotwire Foam Factory. I got the professional one. I spent a lot of money on it. I haven't even opened it yet, but I'm excited to mess with it. And last thing I want to mention is I've been using thanks Joe because I didn't know it existed. Sintra, which is a brand. It's a brand name.
Yeah,
it's a brand name. It's PVC sheeting. My X-Carb machine loves it, and I've been doing some pretty impressive stuff with it.
I mean, you keep using it, though. You probably should get a hook up a vacuum thing.
I have
to it.
one already. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say that should get.
It's
that
it's
can't
a
be good to
mess.
breathe in all the time.
Well, you think XPS foam
It's
dust is
super
great to
dusty.
breathe? No, so I'm really enjoying that, and I think that may just be the next step for me. Is
Nice.
doing more of a.
And get away from film altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to come over there and see you because I got a bunch of stuff that I'm working on. I need some assistance with.
Let me know, man. Let me know. So I'll put a pin in that.
Let's get to the notes.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't have to talk about this too much, but so this is Sonic. Did you watch the trailer?
No.
I
Looks like trash.
I just talked to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's you.
So my wife is in. I want to turn it up anyway. That's good. My wife is in the movies right now to see the Pokemon movie.
Oh, it comes out tonight?
Yeah, it came out today. So she took the 2 older ones to go see it, and she just texted me and she was like, "Gangsta's Paradise seems like an odd choice because it's like the music that plays during the trailer."
Maybe it's a Weird Al version.
It's not, but anyway, I don't hate it. I think it could look better for sure.
It looks terrible.
I'm
Yeah, it
actually
looks
more turned
bad.
off by Robotnik. I'm like, this doesn't look anything like him.
Oh yeah.
Well, he hasn't gained the weight yet.
Correct.
He's going to gain the weight by the end.
Correct. But like, well, you see that in the trailer. At the end, you see like a glimpse of him in the future.
That's Jim Carrey playing that, right?
Yes.
That's all I know about it.
Yeah.
So.
So that's Sonic, and this is Sonic changing. Do you see? So fan backlash said they're going to change it. I would expect the changes to be very minor, but we'll see. Any thoughts about that?
I don't think it can't be just minor. I mean, what do you define as
Dude, the
minor?
amount of money that it's going to take
Yeah, that's
to
that's no
redo
way.
all those shots, all those finished shots that they have, and that means that the animatronics, for lack of a better term, is all designed for all of it.
Wait, it's not just CG.
It is,
Yeah,
but they
but
still
the models,
they
they
still
built
build the
the
models
models.
in the computer.
That's what I'm saying. You can build a new model and use all the same shots.
I don't
just-
think it. I don't
'cause,
think
like,
it's. I don't think it's that easy.
Because if it's motion capture, you
Yeah,
can put
I see.
anything with the motion capture.
Well, I don't know if it's motion capture either.
Because like when you animate something with a skeleton, you can put anything over it.
Yeah, but all those still had to be rendered individually.
Speaking of motion capture, did you guys know that Josh Brolin actually did the mocap for?
Yeah.
I didn't know that till I saw some behind the scenes. Like
on his chin.
Look at the chin.
But anyway, I think it's cool that they are taking, because I mean, I didn't hear anybody that was like, looks perfect. You know,
I mean,
So
it's just fucking weird that they.
How did that get green? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. How did it get to?
what's the pitch meeting for that?
Yeah, I would guess a bunch of people that don't fucking know shit about it. Hollywood people would be my
even
guess.
if you don't know about Sonic, you look at that model and it doesn't fucking look good. It's just not appealing.
Yeah,
No,
there's something
weird.
about the
It's-
proportions of body to
It's
legs.
too humanoid.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. They tried to humanize.
Yeah, there's something weird about
It
it.
looks like
the
the-
ball looks good, so to speak, and the ball that when it hits the little tank or whatever, like
it
that shit looks fucking cool to me.
It does.
Blue ball.
But
And like he's like catching rings.
he
and
looks
shit.
like a porn parody of himself.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know that exists.
that's why I know.
So we're going to go out on a limb here. The release date for Gambit has been removed from the Disney schedule.
Stop
It has been removed.
Stop.
So we're gonna
Shut up.
We're gonna go out on a limb and say it's not gonna happen.
Shut up. You
thought we were
sound
gonna-
stupid.
I thought we were gonna stop Nerd Rage.
No, they actually
You
came
have
out
to
and
cancel
said
it.
that it's back on the schedule.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Next week's note.
Well, for like 2028 or some shit.
For this show to keep going, okay.
And maybe back out on that limb, the New Mutants movie lands a 2020 theatrical release now.
Yep.
That's not happening. That shit's going to come straight to DVD if it comes at all.
Or maybe they'll put it on the Disney Channel.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And I keep calling it the Disney Channel.
Disney Play.
I'm Raven Simone, and this is
Disney
the
Pay.
Disney Channel.
Disney Pay.
Is that Sister? Was that on Disney Channel?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna muddy those waters at this point. I think that their brand regarding Marvel is too important to them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I saw the same thing, and I don't know. I think that's probably just a complete.
Yeah,
I think that's a
when was it supposed to be released?
last
2018?
I think 2017 originally, wasn't it?
It was at least 2018, if not
I
2017.
think it might have been 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, using the time paradox.
But lots of stuff is coming.
A ton.
So we're getting 3 Marvel movies a year for 2021, 2022, and then nothing else really on the schedule regarding Marvel. But for the next 2 years, we're getting at least 3 Marvel movies a year.
That's impressive.
6 is good.
They're calling for a Indiana Jones movie, 2021,
With Harrison Ford,
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 2.
and
they go to space.
I think Adam just shot daggers, hit me with his eyes.
That's not what I'm about to shoot at you.
a Star Wars movie, 2022, 2024, and 2026.
So that's the next trilogy.
That's the next trilogy.
Knights of the
would be
Old
my
Republic,
guess.
please.
So it's going to be one or the other. Right, well,
24, 25, 26?
22, 24, 26.
Oh, okay.
Episode 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, maybe. That would be fucking cool. Or if it was like episode 50 or episode, or
-3.
Negative 28.
my guess is they're going to do away with the episodes. They've
Yeah,
they've,
I think so. It's done.
They've already done away
Yeah,
with them.
they have. We're just calling them that.
We're just calling them that. That shit's in none of the fucking marketing.
As a-
7 wasn't ever marketed as 7. 8 was never marketed as 8, and 9.
It just says it
has-
on the crawl, but
Correct.
that's it, right?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Do you want it to say episode 9 on the crawl and 9? Well,
Yes,
okay.
100%. I mean, it's like it's tradition, and it's
Yeah.
it's supposed
What
to
up-
have that
what
serial
after that?
feel. I would like it, but it's not a deal breaker for me. So the question is whether or not it's going to be the Game of Thrones people's trilogy or the Rian Johnson trilogy.
Which one do you want?
I don't care. I'm good either way, but there's reason to suggest both. Game of Thrones is wrapping up now, so their schedule's clear to start working on something. And Rian Johnson, Kathy Kennedy, and Pablo Hidalgo just left together to do scene scouting.
So, and forgive my ignorance here, you said Game of Thrones people. What exactly does that mean?
The directors. The directors
I'm
of
not
Game of
familiar
Thrones.
with
It's
who
like
any of
the
those
same
people
two
are.
guys that have done
have they done anything else other than Game of Thrones?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
But that's not, I'm far from an expert.
I don't know.
Yeah. The writers changed around season 6, but the directors have remained constant.
J.R.R. Tolkien still wrote the whole thing, right?
No.
Fucking with you, I know it's George R.R. Martin.
Well, no, but he hasn't written it either.
Has he not?
No,
they're not
because
using the source material.
They
No.
used the source material.
Oh, they caught up.
They've
They
surpassed
caught up.
it.
Yeah, because he's.
But I thought he did work. He did give them an outline and worked with them on it.
I don't know.
I'm sure he's involved in some capacity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I
don't know.
tried
He's
to
a-
read that first book and I could not do it.
I'm sure he's been involved in
tough
some
read.
capacity, but like
But the books aren't going to be like this. It could
Yeah.
be, or it might not be.
Well, yeah,
Correct.
There's a lot of changes in the books already.
because he was saying there was some shit that came out that he was saying I can't tell them how to finish it because I don't know how it's going to end. He was like,
He hasn't written it yet.
Yeah, he was like, I'm writing these things, playing each. This is what he said. I'm writing these things, playing each character as what they would do at the moment. So it's what they do that ends up like I don't have an end game for it, so to speak. It's how they're going to play out that causes one to win and the other to lose. And then so it could go either way for Star Wars. I don't care either way. I'm good with both.
Reboot.
That's
You
not
know,
going
it's,
to happen.
it's funny. I said to somebody,
Well, I mean, they're all going to be reboots. Both these trilogies are going to be reboots in their own right. You know what I mean? It's like if you were telling the story of Earth and like you told one during the 1500s, one during the dinosaur era, and
All right,
one.
reboot. Who plays Anakin Skywalker?
No, I don't.
It's a child as an
I'm
adult.
saying yes.
The kid who played the Omen.
What about the adult?
Danny DeVito.
Christopher Lloyd.
I'm saying Chris Hemsworth.
Nah,
No.
he's too heroic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has the chops.
Nah. Okay. Well, I don't know that Mark Hamill really had him either.
Not Luke Skywalker.
Right,
Hayden
but-
Christensen definitely didn't have the chops.
Yeah, I agree. But our goal would be to have someone.
But he's also working with some questionable dialogue. I think we've mentioned that
They
earlier.
might fix that for the reboot.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Far From Home trailer.
Yes,
It's good.
I enjoyed it,
Did
and
you
I
guys see
love.
the
I love.
clip?
I
Did you
love.
see the clip about the universe bit?
Yes, I did. But what I was going to mention is I thought it was really cool the way it had Tom Holland, who's been the kind of the spoiler king, say, "Hey, if you haven't seen Endgame, don't watch this trailer." I thought that was cool
Yeah.
that they put that on the front of the trailer.
It goes against some comic book continuity though, but
Oh
who
yeah,
gives a
they
shit?
call the MCU at 616.
Yeah, no, but in the comic book continuity, they show the MCU, and it's like universe
can't
not.
be-
It's
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
universe
yeah, yeah.
9999999.
Yeah.
Actually,
Because the comic book universe is 616, so it can't be the
Yes.
same fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
But who cares?
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of cool that they called it 616.
I'm just wondering what
Maybe Universe 543 calls it 616, but they're not the ones who properly number things.
Oh, it's all relative.
right.
Oh.
I'm wondering if it'll, since they're doing the multiverse thing, and it is a Sony tie-in picture, if they'll do anything with the multiverse that was shown in into the Spider-Verse.
I also wonder if they're going to remove Spider-Man from this universe. I'm just putting it out there
Why would you think that?
for Sony to have control.
I think Sony needs the Marvel characters to help flesh it out.
I don't know. I mean, I think Sony needs Marvel. Don't get me wrong.
I think
Sony, but I don't know if Sony thinks that Sony needs
Well,
Marvel.
here's the deal. I think
Well,
at
Disney's
this
going to be
point,
buying Sony soon anyway, so it's not going to matter.
I think Sony just gets stroked a check at this point. I don't know.
Oh, I'm with you, but they've been
It's
they've been fucking sprinkling like fish food the fact that this gig is going to be up at one day.
Okay.
It's us asking the same question of why the Hasbro doesn't let people make Transformers. It's like all you have to do is collect a check, but they don't do it.
Yeah, but you know what, man?
knows?
No, we had this conversation a long time ago that like, oh, Sony will never do this. They'll never let us use it. Like all they have to do is pay and cash a check, and they did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we
we
did.
had it about Fox because after Sony did it,
No, we had a conversation about
Sony said they're
Spider-Man.
rebooting.
No, we had a conversation about Spider-Man a long time
Yeah,
ago.
Sony's rebooting Spider-Man.
Right now.
Who do you want to play him?
Never mind. Continue.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
You could do it. He's got the chops.
He does.
He does have the job, dude. Mocap.
Yeah. Just a little. Actually, he could play Spider-Ham. That's who he.
Spider Ham. Oh shit.
Danny DeVito is a live action
look.
Spider-Ham. I'm
Danny
down.
DeVito live action Spider-Ham. I'm in.
He's actual. I mean, they don't have to do a lot of CG or anything. He's actual
Practical
size.
effects.
I'm
There
in.
you go.
I thought it looked good. I thought the trailer looked good.
I thought it looked really good.
I still think that the elementals is a Mysterio trick.
It's all
Yeah.
con. It's all con.
What's the elementals?
Like the water guy and the sand
water
guy.
Oh,
and
yeah. Is that Aquaman?
yeah.
Hydro Man.
Hydro. Oh, right. Don't want to get those two mixed
And
up.
Sandman.
I think that's
Fire dude and water dude.
because there was some shit that came out. There was like this is the only thing I'm really predicating this on is that there was some rumor that came out that the elementals were going to be in this movie, and everybody went and bought all the first appearance of the elementals
They're
in
gonna
the
be so
comics.
disappointed.
But then some Sony press packet got leaked, and the fucking value of the comic tanked. Which is the only thing I'm basing.
I'm not even familiar with the elementals.
They're minor.
Yeah, they're minor. We're major. They're all up in the game and don't deserve.
Well, I
to be
mean,
a
they're
player.
C level villains in this movie.
They were in the '90s cartoon.
Do you think the scenes they
80s
show
cartoon.
where he's fighting the said elementals is in the MCU universe, or is he gone to some other universe in this movie? Do you think this is full on?
Who knows?
I think it's all going to be in the universe, personally.
Because that one scene, it's Nick Fury and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're having that conversation, and they're in. It looks like some sort of place where people would go through a portal
To a different
It
universe.
looks very like
Kurt Russell's there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Stargate.
Yep.
But I thought the trailer was fine. Tic Tok, the Watchmen trailer. I got to tell you, I wasn't impressed.
I didn't.
There's
Watch
there's
it.
no connection.
I wasn't.
There's no connection.
There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough to it. It was
yeah.
just like Rorschach has a cult, maybe.
There's definitely a cult.
Is this a
You know,
pre
and-
or?
But
post?
Rorschach's
don't know.
dead. No, it's definitely post.
It is
Ozzy,
definitely post?
Ozymandias is in it, and he's old as fuck.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I just didn't.
It's
I
dumb.
saw that.
I don't
He's
know.
sitting like,
Yeah.
he's sitting
Chris
on the
Ross
desk.
applesauce.
Yeah. And then let me get to. Real quick before we move on to questions.
I've only got two people.
Okay, I just want to say rest in peace, fucking Peter Mayhew.
Yeah, man.
That was the third death in my 3 death. They say that shit comes in threes. And they almost came in order of severity, like my grandmother, Chewbacca, and Candy. I mean, to be honest, they like progressively got worse. The questions, we got one from Paul C. He says, sorry about the lack of a question last week between Game of Thrones and Endgame. I was on anti-spoiler lockdown. I respect this hustle.
Good to go.
I knew you were in good hands with the James G. rapid fire questions. Adam's favorite thing now, huh? Anyway,
Sorry, Paul C.
Two
Bend the
questions.
rules.
Two questions for this week. Then, first one is still tied to Endgame. When looking at the amount of footage that was shown in the lead up to this movie's release, Endgames was pretty sparse. This is very out of the norm for the movie scene presently, but it's the old school way of doing things. Do you think this method helped by creating intrigue with the blockbuster ticket sales, or do you think it was just done because they don't need to do any additional promotion for it? Do you think that upcoming movies will go back to this kind of promotion, or are we just in the kind of world that needs more? Is Endgame a special unicorn where this worked, or is the model to be followed? Or is it a model
It's
to
too
be
many
followed?
ors.
So, well, I mean, you literally touched on this. You didn't care for the lack of information, right?
Yes, I didn't think that there was nothing about the trailers that captivated me. Unlike
But we bought tickets at 7:45 in the morning.
what about it?
But we bought tickets at 7:45,
Which we
in the
would have
morning.
done regardless of any trailer.
No,
It was full.
We
on-
wouldn't have?
we haven't
full on
bought.
assault.
We have never bought tickets that early.
Only because we were worried. We were worried that they were
I
going
know.
to
We
sell
were getting
out.
up at midnight and then checking at 2:00, then checking at
I didn't
4
get up at
o'clock.
midnight.
I did.
And I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't
I
have.
like
thought
a
you.
little.
I thought you
Hindsight,
did.
man.
Okay.
No. I went to work the next day. I was in
So
bed by
did-
9.
so did I.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have.
I mean, I don't think they had. I think they knew what they had. They didn't want to spoil it. It was a super cliffhanger.
Where have the test shots gone, Bob? Yeah, I think it's similar that if it's a known commodity, I don't think you need to know more.
Yeah,
than-
sometimes rare.
I
is
think
more value.
obviously it's proven that you don't.
Yes.
You know, but in terms of what I like,
But this might be a special unicorn in the same breath.
it could be.
Oh, it's definitely, I mean, what did you say about Infinity War? It's not a movie and it's an event.
Yeah.
This is definitely an event.
Well, the thing is like if you think about it, I mean, they just had within the last year, within 365 days of this movie coming out, they had 2.5 hour commercials for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
You know what I'm saying? Like that is part of the
So
marketing.
I'm assuming you're saying Ant-Man 2 and
Infinity War.
Well, and then Captain Marvel too.
And that as well. So
really.
3, like it's all marketing, you know, in a way, because they're all leading up to like, like they're fortunate in that regard, where like you can put out 3 movies a year if they're all connected. They're all paying out for this moment.
You know, if you think about, and you guys, we probably touched on this, and you guys may have, the scope of what they pulled off. The fact that if you think there's one actor that got replaced through that whole process, Rhodey, right?
And Banner.
Two.
And Banner, Banner, that's right. That's right. So 2 out of that whole, I mean, that's incredible to keep that many people together for that long.
Yeah, it got rocky at that one part, but Robert Downey made it happen.
Yeah, we're going to finish it out.
You know, like that was the one point
for Age of Ultron
where it could have all gone left.
Right. If they hadn't signed on to do Age of Ultron, you know, who knows where we might have been.
And that was just negotiating. And Robert Downey Jr. played that shit like a heart from hell.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that? If you think about how much money this has been spent on these films, how much money they've made, and hear me out. It's like the pinnacle of human civilization. All the technology, you know, the marketing, the sales. Like this might be the most purchased item, like single item ever.
Piece
right?
of art and piece of media.
Whatever it is, whatever we want to call it. I mean, like just how many people have gone into this, how it has affected the culture.
How is Marvel Cinematic Universe versus the Bible?
Exactly. Like how the scope of it.
Yeah, the scope of it, how popular it is, how many people have it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's close at all.
That's what I'm saying.
I really don't.
I think the Bible is maybe the thing as measured as how old it is.
I don't think so. I got to start seeing Marvel movies in the drawer at my fucking
but
Hampton
like,
Inn.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about
the Bible might be top it. The only
those.
thing I can
I
think
I'm
take
of.
talking about the
those too.
technological advancements
You
as
can.
well.
They want you to.
But we also
Yeah.
have
The Gideons put them back. I'm serious. You can take the Bible from a hotel. The Gideons put them there.
I'm not stealing no Bible, man.
You're not stealing. You're taking. That's why it's there.
You're right. No, he's right.
And they'll replace it.
dude, I'm having a fucking laugh.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna start
You
bringing.
scared you're gonna go to hell?
I'm gonna start bringing them to Bobby. I'm gonna fill that shelf up.
I've been
real
scared
quick.
I'm going to hell for the past 30 years.
No, it's an amazing feat.
I was baptized Catholic.
Feet.
When you're a baby, they tell you about hell.
well in regards to trailer. I think I like trailers to just tell you the premise of what a movie is, and you didn't need to know the premise of this movie because you already know the premise. Like Thanos
Exactly,
snapped,
like
and
you said,
you need to fix it. They're gonna fix it, but like I don't like trailers that shows too much. That's part of the problem with Netflix. When you like scroll through things and you leave it on, it will start playing a trailer. But a lot of it is too much. A lot of it gives you so much information that I don't need to watch the movie anymore.
It can be. Like I think that I think there is a fine line. Like
Yeah.
I don't think there's a point where there's not too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you can do too much, and I think you can have not enough. You know, like I think there is a happy medium. Like the BVS trailers, like I always talk about,
When you
like
saw it,
the initial
Doomsday.
trailer, like the initial teaser footage that was done at SDCC with the spotlight on the roof, fucking perfect. The initial trailer, fucking perfect. The second trailer where they showed everything, like they showed Wonder Woman, they showed Doomsday, they
That was
showed like
way too
it was
much.
too much.
Yeah, it was way too much.
You know, like there's a fine line to it for
We
sure.
got a cave troll.
Yeah, good question. And then his second question was last episode's discussion on Endgame bleeding into Last Jedi brought this to mind. When something is known to be a piece of multi-part arc, should we be judging it on its own as a story? Endgame is the last part of Phase 3. Spider-Man Far From Home is... Endgame isn't the last part of Phase 3. Spider-Man Far From Home is the last part. Last Jedi is part 8 of a 9-part story, or part 2 of a 3-part story, depending on how you want to focus on it. Both of them have plot holes and storylines that seem shoehorned in, that on their own seem pretty glaring. Even with Game of Thrones and the Battle of Winterfell, there was a pretty widespread thought that not enough A-listers died in the battle. Many people,
agree with that.
not Adam in this case, started to shit on the show because of it. Who's to say that more people won't die in the next episode? Who is to say that Far From Home won't address those new branching realities or what Cap might have done when he took that shield. Who's to say that episode 9 won't address something like shooting off into hyperspace into another object? We all have a tendency to focus on these deficiencies when we actually know that there's another part coming. I'm not saying that all of these things deserve a pass by any means, but I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. If we were reading a trade paperback and the third comic introduced something and didn't pay it off by the end of the issue, we don't get mad because we know there's still more issues left. Should we treat our movies and TV episodes the same way?
No.
I think you can judge them as both.
I think so too. And I also think that it's part of, I think that by and large I agree with him, but I also think it's part of this. Do you know what I mean? It's part of this. Like, having a whole lot of opinion on something elevates this. There's been times, for instance, and I've been vocal about it, on Shattered Cast, where I ask Greg, for instance, what do you think of this toy? And he's like, well, I'll tell you what I think when I get it in hand. And it's like, well, I get that, but that doesn't help this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right
saying?
Yeah.
You're referring to podcasting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've
should've
had
said
that
that.
experiences, and it's, you know, the one person that doesn't ever seem to have anything to say. You're like, hey, what do you think about this? It's fine, or it's okay. That doesn't bring anything. I need you to have an opinion.
Right. And it's like,
Produce something for me, monkey.
I need content.
it's like, and it's. I think that if I lived in a vacuum of it, of anything, whether it be, the Infinity War, which is probably the best movie I've seen since Dark Knight, or The Nun, which is one of the worst movies I've seen in the recent history, that if I was living in a vacuum of people that didn't talk about it, I would just see it and move on with my day.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of it has to do with this platform for me, and not just this platform, but the fucking reviews and the fucking, all of it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, just social media makes you more involved into stuff in general that you normally wouldn't be otherwise. Just seeing things on the feed,
movies,
and people talking about it,
politics,
all of it.
Yeah, I will.
I mean, The Nun didn't ruin The Conjuring for you.
No, I don't know.
We're talking about the spoiler ban. I will give kudos to pretty much everybody for keeping their shit together.
Yeah, man.
I didn't
Like,
see
that
a
was
single
fucking,
thing.
Yeah.
Except
Now-
for the two dudes that got beat up in a
Right. Now, I did unfollow or unfriend whatever on Facebook. Just some people are just arrogantly saying, like, they posted, Tony Stark dies. But just literally listing everybody. I'm like, that's just fucking
So that was
What
a-
happened?
This is somebody I was friends with on Facebook literally had posted on their feed.
All the spoilers.
Just all the spoilers. Just
And they added you? Like, added?
No, this happened like the day after the spoiler ban was over. But it's still a dick move.
Yeah.
There's people who still hadn't seen it. So
Who's this person's name?
I don't know. I don't even remember.
They need to be publicly shamed.
Yeah, flogged.
Some people say that the spoiler thing, people being mad about spoiler is an overreaction, but I don't think so. Because people didn't sign up for that shit. If they don't want to know something, you fucking ruin it for them.
This is the only thing that some people have.
And
I'm not bullshitting.
And this
You know
is
what I mean?
yeah, this is very important to some people.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
this is
passion.
like is more important than the Bible, yo. Some people.
I mean, more important than the Bible to me. The only part we care about the Bible is when sweet baby Jesus was born. That's it.
I mean, it's a good part.
Yeah, it's the best
Classic.
part. Yeah.
People make cookies about that shit.
Yeah.
Think about that. I want to have one thing in my life people make. I want to make the pool scene. I want to.
They also.
That's a second callback joke, man. I failed you on the jet in the pool.
In the asshole.
In the,
Dude, it's not you, it's me.
It's all good. James G. After watching Joe KW's Berserk video for the 12th time and Bobby talking about statues more and more, I was thinking maybe as part of the Skull Report videos, you two could pick a statue or two and discuss how you would display it and which of the option parts you would personally use, seeing as they come with optional heads, weapons, etc. I'm with that shit.
You have 30 statues. We have 30 statues in your basement right now to pick from. They're in box.
That's
That's
true.
like a 14 years worth of material.
So, rapid fire. Bigger dad pet peeve. No toilet paper on the roll or lights on
out.
in an empty room.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
That never happens in my house.
More powerful superhero
Tactical toilet.
villain sibling trio. Quicksilver and Polaris and Scarlet Witch, or Captain Britain, Psylocke, and Jamie. Reality
Oh,
warp.
I
a
think
good
Jamie just trumps all of them by himself.
I don't. Scarlet Witch though.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Scarlet Witch and
Scarlet Witch is the fucking. It's the problem with having a clear pick.
They both warp reality.
Correct.
Basically.
But is Jamie of Omega level?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm legitimately asking.
Isn't he the one who like turned Magneto's blood into lead?
I don't know.
Yes.
we're unsure. We're stumped.
Jamie.
Guilty pleasure: King of the Hill or Bob's Burgers?
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers. Do that turkey song.
Dude,
And get the mashed potatoes.
That's hard for me to pick because I've been.
They both are great. I love them both.
I watch King of the Hill pretty much every day. Dang it, Bob.
King of the Hill is closer to where you're from.
Sugar. Tennessee. Sugar Smacks or Golden Grams?
Golden Grams.
God damn it. That's a tough one.
Sugar Smacks make your piss stink. I'm not down with that.
Somebody has experience.
Sometimes
does.
now.
Which one's the one with the frog?
That's
Smacks.
Smacks.
Dig 'em Smacks. Yeah.
So it used to be Sugar Smacks, and then they changed it to Honey Smacks. It's the same.
Was it
cereal.
ever called Dig 'em Smacks? I had a little frog bowl. It came like you had to, I used it far.
And Golden Grams
far.
over the bear, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Golden Grams has a mascot.
Yeah, Sugar Bear.
No.
Yeah, it did. It's a bear.
Is it? I
Isn't that
remember.
Sugar
No,
Bear?
Sugar Bear. So Post came out with a Honey Smacks version, and that's the bear. And the Dig 'em Frog is the Kellogg's version.
No, Golden Grams.
I
think Golden Grams had a
you
bear.
knew me.
Golden Grams had a bear.
Nope.
I'm Googling this shit right now.
Yeah. It's a fucking serial controversy.
Corn or Deftones?
Well, we're not fucking
Corn.
done here.
Corn.
Deftones. One thing that fucks with me about the Deftones, though, he has a song with Maynard, which puts him in a different spot for me. But it's called Passenger. And listening to it, it's a good record. But it's like it sounds deeper than it actually is when you start really listening to the lyrics and looking into it. Like because like the way fucking Maynard sings,
Crisps.
it just sounds like. But then you start listening, it's like gold buttons and leather surfaces. I'm like, these motherfuckers really talking about being in a car.
Those Golden Crisps. And
good.
Honey Smacks.
Told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
All right.
I had a life before you knew me. Adam.
It's a serial connoisseur.
No, I've worked in the grocery business.
And then
Popcorn.
Sugar Crisps.
Popcorn. Microwave or air popped?
Air popped.
See, air popped is the correct answer.
Correct.
But that
But
greasy
nobody
ass
does
microwave bag
Nobody
is the
does
way
that.
to go.
But I don't make popcorn.
No,
at
we
home.
do.
I only
We
get it
do.
out.
Brian
the
Brink doesn't own a microwave.
Yeah,
so he definitely.
Really?
We do the air. We do the air at my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you store that fucking thing?
I don't know.
It's built into the ductwork.
Shit looks like a fucking Star Wars droid.
Don't you have a Star Wars droid?
Actually,
popcorn popper.
do. I
You
do.
motherfucker.
No, you go. No bullshit. My grandmother used to cook it on the stove in a
Yeah, with
in a
the little-
pot.
with the
That was-
tinfoil.
Yeah.
That
My
was
mom
way to
did
go.
that. Monday Night Raw or MCW Nitro?
Monday Night
What's
Raw.
that second? So that would.
Oh, I'm sorry, WCW Nitro.
Well, since I'm gonna go with Raw. Since Nitro didn't last.
Then Nitro. Which one was the one with Sting?
Well, technically both, but he would made his money
In
on
his
Nitro.
prime day when he has a look like the Punisher with a bat.
I'm just gonna roll with my buddy and say Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Whole milk or 2%?
Oh,
Skim.
If you say soy or almond, get your hippie ass back to Burning Man.
Bobby.
No, that's Leia.
I'll go with 2%. There's occasions where I want some whole milk.
So I rarely
But-
have milk, but if I do, I would prefer it be whole.
We buy 2%.
I settle for the other stuff, but whole is the only real.
Correct.
Milk. Yeah,
Correct. Grittier sounding vocals, DMX or Mystical?
DMX.
DMX all day
DMX.
long.
Mystical's up there though.
Well, you know.
They always
It-
listen to
it-
Rough
yeah,
Riders anthem the other day for no
But
reason.
if you go gritty from voice and gritty from content, definitely DMX wins. He talks about
yes.
a lot about
yes.
prison sex.
Yes, a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Like an uncomfortable amount.
Too much.
Yeah.
Sword or axe?
Axe.
Sword.
I'm going Axe.
Preferred Game of Thrones duo: The Hound and Arya, or Tyrion and Bronn?
Who's hotter?
That's a
Is
fucked up question.
Is there a dragon in one of those? I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, same. You two can.
You got to pick
I'll
these.
go with the
I plead-
Hound and
I plead
Arya.
the fifth.
I concur.
I'll go with them. They have the same answer. 4 wins.
Lamest brother at a dinner party: Rogel Dorn or
Rabute Gilman.
yeah.
It's Dorn.
Yeah, it's gotta be Dorn.
Who are these?
I don't even know who these people are.
Boring ass motherfucker. That's who he is.
The Imperial Fist Primarch or the Ultramarine Primarch?
Oh, okay. Imperial Fist or what?
The yellow
Yellow
guys.
guys.
Yeah, the Imperial Fist. I know them.
And
Ultramarines,
Ultramarines,
blue
blue
guys.
guys.
Ultramarines. Yeah, Ultramarines is who I would go with.
No, Imperial Fist. You're wrong.
I feel like they're the Cyclops of that universe.
They are.
They are not, but the other guy is like
even more
the
boring.
morph.
Oh,
good.
You're right.
I'll go with more. More annoying producer personality for their time: DJ Khaled or Timberland.
For their time or
Yeah.
now?
He says for their time.
I'm going to say
specifically.
DJ Khaled's
Khaled.
more annoying. Timberland,
Khaled's-
you didn't really know.
Yeah, I
it was
didn't
there.
think.
I like Timberland.
I like Timberland.
I
yeah.
love Timberland.
And I like you do Fat Timberland dancing and eating a banana is the fucking best thing that ever happened in the world. Megatron or Galvatron?
Megatron.
Galvatron.
Guess
And I'm
so.
talking crazy Marvel Comics Galvatron.
I like crazy fucking cartoon Galvatron.
I'm talking about the movie.
I like the movie Galvatron too.
The movie Galvatron had no.
After your...
How about the live action?
Oh,
Yeah.
after your... I thought that's what you were talking
You just
about.
did a review on that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Is like, after your review,
Yeah. You're 14 at school dance, and boys don't dance at that age. What's moving your ass?
True story. Stop. True story. Of course, it's going to be jump around.
House of Pain, Jump Around,
Yeah.
or Sir Mix-a-Lot's Big Butts.
it's Baby Got Back.
Yeah,
Big Butts will take. I'll definitely say House of Pain.
I would
Yeah.
do the House of Pain too. The actual moonwalk or Michael Jackson's first moonwalk?
Michael
Jackson's
Jackson's
first moonwalk.
The other one
That's-
didn't really happen. So.
Pirates or ninjas?
Ninjas.
Pirate ninjas.
Pirates.
Dumbass.
Ninjas.
Ninjas would fucking pirate up.
Pasta, red sauce or white sauce?
White
Red.
sauce.
Oh, man, it
So
depends.
It depends. If I'm making it red, if I'm out, white.
If you can only have one for the rest of your life.
White.
I'm going white. Because I can.
Once you
It'd
go-
have to be red because of pizza.
Exactly.
No, I do white.
No, it's
and
not.
then
Pizza's not pasta though.
And then
It's
put
not, but
tomatoes
it's still a
on it.
red sauce. See, I'm worried that I would lose all red sauces.
Oh.
Ketchup, I'd be fucked.
I'm okay with
If
white
you're going to have a
pizza.
chicken parm, you're
White
going to have
pizza's
chicken
good.
parm with white sauce.
Right, exactly. That too.
You don't like white pizza?
No.
It's tasty.
I love it.
Me too.
Writer or the artist?
Writer.
I think that the answer to this has got to be writer because of the 90s.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. But I do
agree
feel
as
like, obviously the best of both worlds. But yes, I agree. The writer is most important.
Question. I have a question. Mm-hmm. A great writer with a shitty artist. There's three choices. Great writer with shitty artist. Great artist with a shitty writer, or mediocre of both. Which one would you pick?
Great writer, shitty artist.
Yeah, great writer,
Ultimately,
great writer.
how long is the book?
The story.
Yeah, but
the
there-
duration of
It's
the.
a trade.
There's
It's
been
12
normal
issues.
trade?
It's 12 issues.
There's been
No-
books
no-
though,
no omnibus
that we
action.
both read. I'm sure the art was junk, but the writing was so phenomenal. You know.
Yeah, but some of those are hard to get through.
hard to look at.
Yeah. Generally speaking, if we're talking about like a 6-issue trade, shitty artist.
Yeah.
When you start getting into the 12 is when I'm like, I might go with mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre both. You can,
X-Men runs. He says Chris Claremont or Jim Lee.
It's the same time, isn't it?
Well, but not only that, but I don't know what Jim Lee wrote in regard to X-Men.
I don't
think he
know
wrote
if
any
he wrote
X-Men.
anything.
I don't know if he may have. The Mojo story may have been his. I can't remember.
Ugh. Chris Claremont.
I definitely.
I mean, obviously, the answer is Chris Claremont, probably regardless.
Yeah.
Right. Super nice guy, by the way.
Yeah. Hamsters or guinea pigs?
hamsters.
Neither.
I guess hamsters, but yeah, neither would be mine. Better B team: Avengers West Coast or Justice League International?
I got to go with the West Coast man.
Yeah, I don't.
I would
know
need the
Justice
roster.
League.
I don't know
You
who's
got
on that.
Wonder Man. Moon Knight at one point in time was on the West
Wonder
Coast.
Man is super trash.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Who's on
is
the-
he still
who's-
around?
Who's the International Justice League?
I don't know.
That's
Green
not-
Lantern.
You're
it's,
supposed to know this.
You guys would know.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on. I do know this. It's Martian Manhunter. It's the redheaded guy, Gardner Green Lantern.
This B team.
He's the worst.
Is he the one with the haircut?
Yeah,
the bowl
bowl
cut.
cut, yeah.
Nice.
He's a dickhead.
He just
Literally
looks like
like a
and
dick.
figuratively.
he just looks like he would be a shitty.
Yeah, it doesn't
guy.
matter.
I go. I'm going Justice League.
Just
Just on the strength of
Oh, Nightwing's on it.
yeah. Easy.
I'm pretty sure Nightwing's on it.
Diet Batman. Sign me up.
Yeah.
is a Moon Knight Diet Batman also though?
Pretty much.
No, he's Diet Mummy. He's like powered by the Pharaoh or some shit. Like there's some like
Mumra.
Egyptian
In the moon.
all white suit fighting in the dark. Dumbass.
Stupid.
Breakfast or brunch?
Breakfast.
Brunch.
I'm gonna say brunch.
It's very bougie of me.
based on my experience here not too long ago.
that's true.
That's actually probably the first proper brunch I've ever had.
Bobby just has breakfast late.
Yeah.
That's
it's
true.
not-
I mean,
it's
let's
not actually
not
brunch
really-
food.
it's not really
this
brunch.
was more of a brunch.
Well, let's
This-
clarify.
It was
If you
Easter
have-
brunch,
If you have breakfast at 10:30, is it still breakfast or is it brunch?
and we're drinking,
I thought we were talking about the type of food,
and we're drinking.
not just the time.
Sometimes it
One hairstyle for the rest of your life: the mullet or Kid and Play High Top?
I'm going with the Kentucky Waterfall.
I'm definitely.
I need the Mississippi neck
I'm
flap.
definitely going with the mullet.
I got to do the high top.
Hey, I just want the mullet so I can have fucking hair.
I'll do mullet, and then I'll wear a red bandana like Liu Kang.
There you go.
Hello. These fucking
Chip
callers.
chip dips, salsa or French onion?
French onion.
French onion.
See,
Salsa.
you got to go salsa. You got to.
When I have salsa, I just dip it in the water.
Yeah, I don't get the chunks.
My
right?
salsa.
Monopoly. Do you lock down a corner or a side?
Side.
I have a very
side.
I'll say side, but we haven't played Monopoly together.
I don't know.
we're gonna-
We should never do
Dude,
that. We
we
should
should
never do
do
that.
that. And
Next question.
not
Get
end
off
well.
this topic as soon as
I've
possible.
made my family hates me.
Which are you riding to battle? Battle Cat or Panther?
Battle Cat, man.
I'm probably Battle Cat. It's the
Panther.
same damn
I'm
thing.
going to Panther too.
Yeah, he's fucking cool.
You see that purple thing between your legs?
It just feels like home.
It's the big Jim cat.
Popsicles or ice cream cones?
Ice cream cones.
Ice cream cones. Steak.
Popsicles are for suckers.
Steak.
God damn.
Well done. Steak side dish. Steak fries or baked potato?
Steak fries.
Yeah, I have to go with steak fries.
Yeah.
Oh, is it fully loaded baked potato?
It doesn't specify.
I'm
you got to
go-
go default.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Plain
go
old
I'm gonna
baked
go steak
potato.
fries.
Now
Butter
sweet
and sour
potato.
cream.
Now sweet potato.
So I would go steak fries in the hopes that you get one of the little side ones that's just a little bit, because I don't like the big fat ass fries.
Hey, you're fucked.
Like Dante likes them potatoes.
Cheetos, crunchers or puffs?
Crunchers.
Crunchers. However, I would take the twists over both of them. I don't even think they make the twists anymore.
Those are good.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember
It
Twist.
was the symmetry.
Yeah, and they were soft.
Yeah,
and
crunchy
dense.
yet soft.
Yeah.
You're right.
So like
Sounds
a
kinda
wet
awful.
Cheeto.
Kind of.
More annoying guest, Urkel from Family Matters or Kimmy from Full House? Kimmy.
Urkel, because you can fuck Kimmy.
Guns,
Hey, Mr. Tanner.
Guns N' Roses or Motley Crue?
Guns N'
Guns N'
Roses.
GNR.
Roses.
Guns N' Roses. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who says Motley Crue is wrong, that person knows who I'm talking to. Dude, did you hear the? And you know where we grew up.
Yeah, we all grew up around the same area.
Correct. So like, did you hear about something that super fucked up happened there?
No.
Like, it made national news, and it's gonna sound funny, and I don't mean it to be 100%, maybe 30%, but like a little person was like assaulted, like horribly assaulted, and like robbed. He didn't think they'd ever stoop that low.
You didn't know that was coming.
I didn't see that coming. I've been fucking good about catching his bullshit.
All right. So real quick,
You know what it is? It's how excited you are.
I was trying to sell it with the excitement. So, Star Wars, we did get a bunch of covers and stuff, including this, which makes me think about Force Flash Fight, that all that shit might be true. The cover, because that looks like Mustafar to me.
The cover of the art book is what you're talking
Yeah, cover of the art book for The Rise of Skywalker, which
like
is
it.
an early reveal, super early reveal. I like it as well, but it looks like Mustafar to me.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Sure. Why not?
And then the last bit of information
Mufasa.
is this is spoilery for episode 9. So if you don't want any, bow out. 99, 98, 97, 96. I might have got information about, or found information about, the Macguffin
Okay.
from Making Star Wars, which is not an official thing. And I think it's super fucking awesome. But it might be something in 3PO's memory banks that were supposed to be wiped at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And it might be hidden still on the blockade runner.
Dude, that just gave me chills, man. That could be awesome.
That shit felt good to me. Like,
Oh, what could it be?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that as well, and I don't know. Like, it makes me want to watch the prequels and be like, what did he see? But
yeah,
I don't know.
because they're around all
Yeah,
the
but
time. You don't really
but the
know.
thing about that R2 never had his memory wiped, so R2 would have it as well.
Well, they didn't. There was a large portion where they weren't together.
Maybe, but like 3PO was just with Amidala, right?
No.
Well, I mean,
no,
he
he
was-
was on Tatooine.
He was on Tatooine,
Yeah,
and then episode 2 they came back
with
and got him.
Watto.
He was on Tatooine
It's
with
Watto.
Anakin and
It's
Shmi
Watto.
for a long time before we met him.
No, he just been activated.
He wasn't just activated. Because Anakin's like, do you want to see how he works?
How did he afford an AI program? I'm just wondering.
And then when they leave Tatooine, 3PO stays behind.
Yes.
So
Without Anakin.
Yeah. but with Shmi.
Okay.
But yeah, that fucking felt,
Do you think he saw Jar Jar Binks doing something?
The Phantom Menace.
dude, fucking boss nice.
You saw in the big doo-doo Jar Jar. I want a Gungan fucking TV show. I'm ready.
you.
My body's ready.
What if the rest of them were all super badasses? It was just Jar Jar that was a fuck up.
Bringing up the shield.
We saw them fight in Clone Wars
That's true.
underwater.
There was a comic book where they're like all slaughtered.
Really?
In the Dark Horse era, like the Clone Wars era.
So they're extinct.
No, because it's not canon anymore. And then in fucking the special edition, he's like on top of the building at the end of Return of the Jedi. Misa free. And then he's like a
clown.
street performer, and now in the new universe, which I like.
Yeah, fuck that.
And that's it. So shout out to the Cool Table Network. Shout out to Shattercast Uncut, End of the Realm, Beer and Bolters 40K and 30K, Plastic Fanatics,
20K.
Stasis Lock, Tyler, you'll never see my face. Nerd Rage Radio is, of course, us, Toy Detox, Breaking Up to It, Fresh Communication, Breaking Up to It. That's what
Breaking
fucked
the
me
Mold.
up. Breaking the Mold, Building Up to It, Fresh Communication, Verbally Challenged. And
I want to see Breaking Up to It though. Make it happen.
it's a
guys.
dating podcast coming soon.
Oh
and,
God, with this.
For the rebound relationship.
Oh God.
And shout out to the rest of the Nerd Rage team: Black Phillip, Marilyn Phillip.
Did Black Phillip ever come back from Cambodia?
Yes.
Maybe.
Are we sure?
We
Yes.
don't know.
Well, he said he was coming back, and then he answered a message where I was talking about that some mutual friend of his friend requested me,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
explain.
Yeah, but he was
stuff.
still away.
Was he?
Yeah.
Because that was after he said he was coming back,
Yeah, he said he was
but
coming
he didn't
back.
actually go back.
I don't know.
Maybe
Oh,
he
I
found-
just assumed he
Maybe
had.
he doesn't have his kidneys anymore.
Maybe he found a better life out there.
Tuck and cluck.
Marilyn Phillip, Raul on Instagram, Dante the Destroyer, and Manny, of course. And that's it. Everybody else is here. Here? I was here with
us.
you.
In great tits.
Flappy like this.
Sweaty taint.
Tight Dick Player.